welcome to my all-new primetime Friday night slot for Garblag Games. Loving it. I'm calling it a promotion. I don't know whether it is or not. And we are here tonight to deliver for your delectation and delight Alien. Everybody knows Alien. It's lots of fun. You go into space and you cuddle small furry animals, and then you come home and you get back in time for cake and medals.
Yeah.
We've got some
Sarah Jane Adventures.
Oh,
Got
yeah,
that
my
confused.
bad.
Yeah, that's just my job. You know?
Yeah, some new faces, some old faces, some familiar faces, and for some reason Cthulhu's face. That's Tuesdays.
Never mind.
So we are going to be playing Alien from the Free League, and the plot that we're looking at here, this is the members of Active Response Unit Crestus 17, also known as the Blue Caracals. They are a Weyland-Yutani crisis management team who are dispatched to areas of the frontier from a base in orbit around GL 849, which is also called Pandora. They've got a wide range of roles and responsibilities. They are primarily an investigation and data extraction team. When things go wrong, they get sent to find out why. The heroic and dynamic leader of this team is Pat.
Mallory Hartpence at your service. I put together this crew, and I'm very excited to see how we do on our mission. We are, of course, a response team, and paid for entirely by Weyland-Yutani Corporation. You know, we build everything in addition to better worlds, and yeah, we're very excited to get this mission underway and perform for our company.
Supporting the team in a military role is her security specialist, being played by Tally. Tally's new to Garblag, is joining us for Alien. Tally, tell us a bit about your character.
Hey, wait, yeah, so Nicole Barrett just goes by Barrett for habit, just is here because, well, there's money to be made and the job's good, usually. Normally, it doesn't involve too much plugging things with my face, so normally it's a good job with not too many risks and very nice rewards. Still brought, you know, the good old rifle just to be sure.
Probably wise. Flying the team into action is Caleb Hiller, being played by Leon.
Hi, I'm Hiller, and I'm a better pilot than you. I can fly anything, anywhere, and I will. And if I get paid, then that's just a bonus. But the thrill of it is in the flying and just getting there. And it doesn't even have to have wings. It can have wheels, and I can drive it better than you. I can steer it better than you. I can boat it better than you, whatever they do. Sails.
I hope we have like an android that sits and patiently listens to Hiller explain all this to them. I'm a better pilot than you. Yes, sir. Yes, you are. I'm a better driver than you. Yes, sir. Yes, you are.
So, we all know he's not a better scientist, Dan, don't we, Nye?
Yeah. Yes. Hello there. I am Dr. Somber. I am the scientist on this expedition. I totally memorized my lines and know exactly what stuff about my character. I have a relative I'm a relative of one of the crew, and they're very important to me. And yeah, I'm the science. I'm the brainy guy. I do all the science stuff. That's
There's
nice.
our first
that.
Nye
That's
the
not...
Science guy on Twitch.
Yeah.
Wasting no time.
Yeah,
oh wow,
exactly.
Leon, you've got a reroll already.
Yeah.
Nice.
Eric Zecker wants to know if you brought bees. No bees.
The bees.
And keeping them flying.
Keeping
them flying and looking after this poor wayward scientist is Uncle Baz.
Hello.
Uncle Baz.
I seem to have acquired the sobriquet Uncle already. Yeah, I'm Baz. I'm the roughneck. I do the proper work around here. Leave the clever things to the clever people, and the pointing of the ship in the right direction to the pilot, and then the other two do something. I don't know. I just stay down here and hit things with a spanner.
And that's the Blue Caracals, our response team based in the northeastern sector of human-controlled space, right out on the frontier, ready to respond to all kinds of unpleasantness. Oh, I got a reroll.
Oh, God, we're already these
It's
aliens.
starting
I mean,
really
these
well.
And now I got a
Rerolling right
reroll.
away.
Rerolls for
Oh.
all.
We're all
Yes,
going to die.
And yet no rerolls for the corporate agent. Good God, it's as if you want to see these
Well,
collar workers
The
succeed.
injustice of it all.
we've agreed that like you're not allowed to give us rerolls when we do well. Like, oh, I escaped the alien. Reroll, motherfucker. Ah, no, I failed. No. Why do you hate us so?
So you are based on the station in orbit around Pandora, which is not too bad a place. It's a colony world, so there's atmospheric processes going on down there and a colony down there. And sometimes you pop down to the surface for a holiday. It's not great down there, to be honest. It's a bit rough and ready. It's very much a shake and bake colony. However, the station is quite luxurious. You've got your own little apartments. You've got rec rooms. You've got a zero-G pool. Company looks after its own. And in return, you guys get dispatched to go and deal with screw-ups. Whenever some colonists accidentally wipe their hard drive on the mainframe, you get sent in to put it back together. When some colonists accidentally can get a nasty bacterial contagion, you go in there and you immunize them against it. When some colonists do something else equally stupid, you get called in to go and fix the problem. Generally, you're dealing with irresponsible and or incautious colonists, and it's certainly not the company under equipping them at all that's the problem here.
Not at all.
Definitely not the company. The company is completely blameless in all of this because they pay your wages.
And if you say otherwise, they will stop to pay your wages. Simple as that.
Oh, the benevolent company. Oh, we love them. Yeah.
Hey, so you know the corporate song.
As long as they keep the air on, I'll keep working for them.
I like that idea. I actually like the concept that like Baz just goes, "Are you going to fire me? All right. Well, let's see in 10 minutes when the air stops working."
If he wants me, I'll be with the oxygen reclamation system.
Yeah.
And you are called into a meeting by the station chief, Henry Hills.
Hello, Henry.
Mallory.
Long.
Morning, Chief.
Team. Who wants a trip to the seaside?
Yeah.
Excellent. Love the attitude.
Which
I feel there's some kind of catch. with
Don't
the
like sand.
seaside.
It gets in places and it's really hard to clean out.
Even better. How about then a trip to the seaside with no sand? Sounds perfect.
Pebble
I
Beach.
think I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Ocean world.
So no land at all.
No land at all. No, it's great.
So
Well,
technically,
So
that's not
everywhere
the
is a seaside
seaside then, is it? That's just the sea.
well, all right. Yes, it's just the sea. Fine. You're going to the sea. We
Right.
have a scientific outpost on I've just forgotten the code. How stupid am I?
Ah.
LV 1110. Colony world. People call it Tethys because it's just a big ocean. I don't know, historical something.
Yes. No, a reference to the seas of the late Mesozoic era.
Thank
that
you,
was
Dr.
both-
Somber.
That was
That's
actually
exactly what
Nye
it
as
is.
well saying that. Oh,
So
God, I'm
yeah,
such
we got a
nerd.
little scientific outpost out there. Hella, you flew there before, right?
Yeah, I've been to Tethys. Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of times.
Yeah, so you'll know the way. It's not a problem. Anyway, we've got a little science outpost out there. We've got a couple of algae farmers, stuff like that, doing some experimental setup stuff. We're looking at, food crops, things like that. One of our science centers has dropped off comms. Planetside Relay is reporting that there's no response. So we just need you guys to head in there. We've got one island, Planetside, which is where we've got a little sort of spaceport thing going on. You land there. Hella, you can drive boats, right?
I can drive anything.
Yeah, there you go.
He
So-
boats better than most.
Anything on wheels? Wait.
Yeah, if you got a boat with wheels, he's your man.
Are you sure you're a scientist?
Good to know.
Yes, I am a scientist.
So
I'm an
we're
ad
doing
hoc
some
scientist.
experimental research out there on tidal energy. So it's all good, clean energy stuff. We're looking at using it on a couple more ocean worlds, places with large bodies of water. And we need you to boat out to one of these tide baffles. Really cool. They're like a whole colony in the sea. It's like a train up top and then giant iceberg power station below it. Really interesting stuff. You'll love it. And yeah, touch base with the science team. Probably just a glitched out relay. Sort out the relay and then get the data, bring it back.
Right. That doesn't sound too
Right.
tricky.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a data retrieval op. And
I'll bring in my lunchbox.
good weather.
There's
Plenty
always
of
a
waves.
catch. There's always a catch.
Plenty of waves.
Oh god.
Does anybody here surf?
It would be some pretty heroic surfing if you did.
Well, I bet
here
my,
gets advice against
because I
it.
do not
my
want
man
someone
Hiller,
to
I bet he can surf better than most.
I bet I
Yeah.
can.
He said we could put
Yeah.
wheels on it and everything.
Yeah. It's just a big skateboard.
Depends how big the wave is. We can just surf the ship straight down it.
Hey, look, it's
Aquaplane.
standard day rate with a bonus if you bring back the data.
Right. Are there
Well,
any,
we'll be bringing back the data to be sure.
any detriment points that we need to know about? Anything we might lose money
Try not to
over?
break anything. These tidal baffles, they have a significant dollar value attached to them.
Indeed,
Right,
indeed.
Chief.
Of course, man.
You get a
Don't
bonus
break
if
the
I get us there and
baffles.
back quicker.
Don't break the baffles and babysit everyone. Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep. Science stuff can do
Excellent.
that.
I'm
Questions?
certain-
Comments, thoughts, feelings, suggestions? Great.
I'm certain
There we
all this
go.
data is written down in a report somewhere that has been disseminated to us already, correct?
You got everything you need
Marvelous.
on a pad. Feel free. Tactical assimilation, all of that stuff. Data slates, the works.
Excellent.
Got a ship ready for you.
Well, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
grab your things.
Shouldn't be too hard. Data
Gotta-
retrieval, after all.
Nobody's left the gas on, have they?
One should hope
Gotta-
not. What's the
Well,
worst that could happen?
I might have the coffee on.
I might just go check.
The ship's shooting off into the distance.
I'm gonna
Somebody didn't
run.
leave the park and brake on.
You left the fucking keys in the ignition, goddamn!
Shoof.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have left the gas on, actually.
Oh, actually, hang on.
So
I
which
for-
side of the space are we flying on? I know you guys do it differently over there.
I was literally about to pull up the map and go, oh my God, you don't know what side of space you're on. Are you actually
Straight
what side you're
down the
driving on?
middle. We go straight down the middle, Mallory.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They did
Space
put
is
the little
empty
lines
anyway.
in space, but it just took too long and too much money. So they just said, fucking just fly any side. Doesn't matter.
Right down the middle.
You
Park
don't even have
where
to
you
fly the right way
like
up
as
in
well.
space. It's cool.
fine.
Marvelous.
What could go
Whichever way
wrong?
up you are.
Exactly. What is the worst that could possibly happen?
Yeah.
Oh,
lots of
well,
bad
I have a
things.
few answers for that one. Things I've heard, us roughnecks we talk.
So it's not a very big ship. Comparative to the sort of alien standard that you might be used to seeing. This is more like just the front end of one of those big tow ships or a colony ship. It's practically a shuttle.
Where's the
It's
rest of
big
it?
enough to have some cryo sleep on there because you're going to need to spend a few days under while you get there.
Of course. So we're like looking at a Nostromo type John.
Not even that big.
Oh, or like the drop carrier that they used in what's the one that came after Prometheus? Whatever.
Yeah,
Covenant. Yeah,
Covenant.
like that one. I got
Yeah.
you. I've actually drawn that before. So if you need an illustration.
I know alien movies.
So it's exactly what you'd expect a ship of the line in this day and age to be. It's kind of impersonal because it's sort of a corporate yacht rather than anything else. So it's plain surfaces. There's no fluffy gonks on anything yet. Give Hiller a chance. Old
Yes,
CRT
please.
monitors, big clunky mechanical keys on everything. None of the swipey touchscreen stuff's all designed so that anything can be ripped out and replaced. Whole modules, if need be, could just be pulled and replaced on the cheap. As
Marvelous.
can attest at being the cheap.
I want to go check the engines. I'm also leaving greasy finger marks everywhere.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
I'm
of
claiming
course.
this ship.
Ugh.
touched the
Mallory
pilot seat.
takes Mallory takes a handkerchief out of her breast pocket, right? And she's like, no.
Dabbing at
Yeah.
it.
Baz, you need help maybe, because I got 2 hands.
Okay.
Yeah? Cool.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Just let me know if you need help.
Okay.
Right, so Baz is going to go and check the engines.
You sit in the pilot seat and adjust it.
Oh yeah, do that like.
Up, down, forwards, backwards.
Yeah.
Wah!
I think you over-exaggerate just how accommodating the company can be. The seat is fairly fixed. You want a seat to move forward? It's easy. You go like that. You want the seat to
And
move
you-
backward? You kind of have to go like that.
It's your fault if you didn't bring a pillow.
Yeah, company rule follows. You fit the things we give you, not the other way around.
Yeah, you
See-
broke it, you bought it.
The company store actually sells pillows that help you accommodate the seats that are fixed in. They're pretty pricey, but they're worth it, really.
They're just rocks, rocks and pillowcases.
Well, I mean, they're rocks if you don't buy the proper ones.
Yeah.
I can afford.
Then
I
the company
use the
will
edge of my
sell
seat.
you a physiotherapist to recover from the rock pillow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they'll dock your pay for the days you don't work because of the rock pillow.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're the one who made the wrong purchase.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see
exactly.
you've experienced the joy of Weyland-Yutani workplace.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
For
Chris,
old,
prescribe
old
me one.
these corporate shop
your
games,
fault.
yes.
yeah. I might
Hey,
go.
You call this uncomfortable. You should have tried in the Marines.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, a rock pillow. Wow, you're lucky. Hey.
Sir, my uniform's a bit too big. Well, yeah, you've just clearly you need to grow into it. But like, it's taller than I am. Well, you just need to get taller. Then we've got facilities for that.
No,
What?
you need to kill someone who's the right size.
Oh God. Yeah.
Gotta do it. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, you check over the engine.
You could
Everything
swap,
seems to be
but,
running okay. It's been checked.
Right.
The
I'm
ground
gonna tap
crew
it with my lucky spanner.
Ground crew will
but
tip you a
ground
nod when you
crew,
walk
what do they
past.
know?
Hmm.
Fine.
Yeah, banging on
Right.
things with your spanner. It makes the right noises when you hit
Yeah.
it. So
Right,
you're not
I'm doing
expecting
the
anything
equivalent
unpleasant.
of kicking the tires,
Baz
basically.
goes into like the company fridge and starts banging like the food just to. Oh yeah, that
Yep.
sounds right. There's a watermelon in here. Yep.
Yeah,
that
this
sounds
Do
right.
jelly
not-
sounds
do not-
good. Yep.
Watermelons are expensive. That's the legitimate fruit.
Yeah,
Do you
you'd
know
be
how
getting
much that
cloned
costs?
watermelon flesh.
That is a
rather than
luxury.
Actual watermelons.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
but-
it's artificial.
It's
You know.
rectangular.
It's more plastic than melon.
So
Well, I
Leon.
mean, that's the good stuff.
It
run
lasts
the
longer.
pre-flight checks.
Mhm.
Ship's good to go.
We're
Right,
good.
right.
I'm just gonna do a radio for Baz.
Yeah.
Baz, how are the engines looking?
They're ready to go.
Cool. Are you standing next to anything that's gonna get hot?
Yep.
Maybe
It's light as candle.
get further away.
I'll be fine.
Is there a corporate suite in this puny ship?
There is not a whole corporate suite, but there is
I lament
one
it.
of the
Others.
there is a captain's cabin which is slightly more luxurious than the others.
That's the corporate
It
cabin.
has a dead houseplant in it. Is there anything the scientist needs to do? As a scientist, I obviously know all the things. I can perhaps
All
make
the
a pillow
science.
No,
to
all the
adjust-
things.
that a scientist does on a ship.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
making pillows. That
Yeah, I'll
well-known
make a
job of
pillow for
scientists.
Hillers.
Is there a crafting table?
A pillow making skill.
No, you have to
Yeah.
gather the constituent elements to first craft your
Well,
crafting
we've
table.
got rocks.
So you kind of
Yeah,
mill
we've got
around
rocks.
trying to look useful.
Yeah. Yeah, my
pulling
role will be when we get on the
spare
facility.
pillows
Yeah.
out of the cupboards in some of the rooms going, "Hmm?"
Yeah.
Told you time and again, I only use the edge of my seat.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's
when
edgy.
we're having lunch as a crew, Hiller sits like on the edge of his seat. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna hurt if I do that for the whole
Yeah,
game.
don't do that.
Oh yeah, no, that was sore.
Yeah,
If
you're a
we've got enough
scientist, you've
time,
got to take it
Baz will
easy.
remove the rest of the seat, so there's just
So it gets
the edge.
further and further back. Yeah.
And off you head into space. Probably a little faster than you really need to. Go on, Leon. You can make the first roll of the evening and make it a pilot
The
roll.
honor.
Let's see how
And
you do.
Where
we
we all
crash.
die.
We're all
The,
good.
the xenomorphs don't even get to kill us. That's how we beat them. We get ourselves killed before they can.
Look at that.
That
Absolutely
is a real
no
Galaxy
problem.
Brain move.
Textbook.
You fling it into space gear and fire it off in the right direction, accelerating outside of the acceptable parameters of orbital extraction, but they're getting kind of used to it from you now. So the last message you get is kind of a garbled, "God damn it, Hiller!" from Ops, and then you're away.
Did you fly past the tower again?
Yeah, but I was the right way up this time.
Oh, how can you tell we're in space?
In space, no one can tell what direction we're supposed to be in.
That way!
Something they often missed out on in Star Trek, I feel. There were so many opportunities for ships to just be at like random angles to each other,
Yeah.
and they're always
Yes.
perfectly level.
Well, that's
I
because
know.
the little model they made was expensive. So if they dropped it and it broke, they'd be like, "Oh no!"
Oh, we're gonna have to go to the toy store and get another one.
Yeah.
So a week or so later, you wake up in your cryo sleep pods as they lever open. These are the sort of white egg-shaped corporate ones rather than the drum-shaped
Mhm.
military ones. A little bit more comfortable than you're used to, Tally.
Well, I mean,
They've got more
it's
cushioning.
all just so comfortable. I don't know
Yeah.
what everyone's on about.
So you're all there in your various kinds of grey underwear.
Mhm.
Very
Space issue.
saggy grey underwear.
Oh no!
Somehow it's stained as
Time
well.
for coffee.
I
Who
would
wants
like to
coffee?
think that I have like, it looks at first glance like everybody else's gray underwear, but it's like bespoke, custom suited to me.
A tiny
tailored.
little designer
It's-
logo.
I was
so,
about to say it has the tiny. I
It's
was
got the
gonna say,
designer logo.
Baz,
More,
you
just
know,
more
have-
long
you just
johns
have
with
a monogram
control
on it,
panels,
you know.
I think.
I was, Baz, Uncle
like
Baz,
shade
you know, you're meant to like they're
Wow.
disposable. Once you've worn them once, you don't keep wearing them when you go into
This is
hype-
my
when you go
lucky
into-
cryo sleep suit.
Oh, okay,
I've always
yeah.
woken up. If I
No,
wear this, I always
Put,
wake
put
up.
it this way, we know without seeing you that you're in your lucky.
Yeah, see, it's working.
Okay, well that's good
Stick with
to
me,
know.
kid.
Computers are
Yeah.
flickering on throughout the ship with
Oh,
that sort of
hello.
metallic tape.
I'll go tap on things.
I would like to assert that my character does not take getting up very easily. She's like all over the floor. Like
Yeah,
vomiting all over the place.
When,
Oh,
when
I'll
like the
get a
lights are yeah.
Bucket. Oh,
One of those
God.
little
It's-
plastic trays.
Dr. Somber, did you want a sample?
Yes, actually, I would quite like samples from
Well,
all
here's
of
a
them as well.
bucket.
me.
Oh,
Get it
off me.
yourself.
I have that tiny
Ugh.
like what's it called the earbud things. Just try like oh there's a sample.
I was
I don't know
envisioning
how
a
you guys
Petri
take the-
dish at least. So if you're gonna spew into this.
Please give me just some air.
Oh, apologies.
All right,
yes.
I got tanks of that, and I'll stop blowing oxygen out.
No,
Valerie.
it's recycled. You get one tank
better.
and they redo it.
I'm getting
That's
a
what you
shower.
think.
First shower for me. And then I'll be in my
yes,
bunk.
Of course. Yes.
We have showers
You
on
would
the
need
ship.
to be the first out of the pot to be the first in the shower, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yes, that is just you. Thank
Like-
you.
It's like the right of dibs. It's like, well, I called dibs first, but you know, whatever. Yeah, just take
Yeah.
it. Yeah. no,
The
it's-
Marine's already doing chin-ups on the door bar.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I've been awake 30 minutes already.
Mallory's still rolling around vomiting.
You
Tally,
wake
Tally,
up.
That's
Gets
what
up,
you get for drinking before going to sleep.
Yeah, you're
I
just
know
pulling the
that.
bar towards you, not moving.
Ship's going active. It's warming up a little bit. It's cold on your feet at first, but you sort of pull on your ship's coveralls and wander around the ship as it's loading up, flicking on the coffee machine.
Oh, yes.
Firing up the protein bars.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
I'm going to
And
go check
sciencing.
vital systems. Basically,
Vital
I'm going to go tap
systems
screens.
looking good.
All right.
Okay, check we're on
Hiller.
course.
Are we where we're meant to be?
I'm just
you
checking
can
it out
see
now.
that you are in the solar system and you're heading towards a blue globe that's kind of about the size you could cover it up with your thumbnail right now, but you're getting closer and you're making your way in, and you're getting a signal pinged at you from orbit around LV 1110.
I can confirm we are still in space. Repeat, we are still in space,
Oh, thank
heading
goodness.
towards
Not
the
like
big
last
wet
time.
planet.
Is that,
I
is
walk
that
out
why
of the
the
shower
sky
as
is
I'm like,
dark
"Oh, man."
outside?
Captain, yeah, we're in Devon. I don't know how we're in Devon, but we are somehow in Devon.
We seem to have arrived at quite high speed.
Hey, Pat, your mission brief is up and ready for you. Everybody hits the conference room when you're dressed and out of the shower. And they're sat around with coffees and protein bars, waiting for your glorious leadership.
Oh, geez. Was I DM'd something special?
No.
Okay.
Just pep talk them.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, what? I've got engines to see to.
Hey, boss.
Yes. Of course you do. So we are, of course, a family more than anything else. We are, of course, here on business, but I like to think of our business as more of a family, really. You've all been chosen, and we've worked together for quite some time, chosen based on your abilities, and we've worked together for quite some time now. And, well, here we are on another glorious mission. So, first things first, of course, we will make sure that this all goes by the books. We're in. We see to the information gathered if we can. And if we can, we'll make sure that the station gets up and running again, fully functional. This, of course, is a primary concern of our employers. Now, priorities-wise, yes, ensuring that everybody's living and healthy and everything's functioning is great. But first and foremost, we're here for the information. So if we have to make a tough call, we have to make a tough call. But you've heard me say this before. We've never once had to, we've never once had to deal in anything more unsavory than usual. So we make sure that everything's running on Steam, and we're in and we're out, and that's the job.
Let's maybe save people if they're in danger.
Most of the data, but yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, you do you, I'll do me. We'll just make sure everyone gets out
we'll
alive.
all keep the data, and everything will be great. Yes.
You're the one to say that. I'm the only one with a gun. There's only so many people I can save.
I recognize that, but I think we should at least attempt to uphold some degree of morality when we're out in the wastes of.
How long have you been working for the corporation, Doctor?
I have been working for the corporation a bit too long, and I just insist that we try and keep some degree of civility and morality while we're
I'm not sure
working.
what you're worried about anyway. Chances are it's just another nerd who just dropped his coffee on the thing that he shouldn't have dropped coffee on.
I'm just,
We land, we have a boat trip, we recover the data, and
Make
we
sure everything's
leave.
working. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody is allowed to puke on the
Someone
boat.
in chat just said the Geneva Convention only counts on planets with visible land masses.
Oh God.
Yeah, you have to have mountains for the Geneva Convention to count.
Yeah,
Okay,
when
so
you
while
say
you've been
nobody
having
pukes on the
your
ship,
little
I'm
pep
like,
talk
Geneva.
from the boss, the planet's getting bigger and bigger in the view screens and out the front window. And as you approach, you can see that it's like a big blue marble. It's got that sort of swirled cloud pattern around it. There do appear to be partial frozen poles on either end. You've got a satellite in geostationary orbit over a specific point on the planet, but is also beaming out the sort of relay signal to and from there that's, you know, acting as your locator beacon. You've got a signal waiting for you from on planet. Just a text message waiting to read.
Oh, yes, please. I would like to read it first.
From planet side relay station, welcome to Tethys. Make
You may get
landing
wet.
on platform 2. We have a boat waiting for you. You'll be heading out to platform 3. Probably just a comm relay, but I can't leave my post.
Oh,
Excellent. Well, let's do as the
What a
instructions
warm
say.
welcome.
Yeah, we
Yes.
spent $1 million schlepping you guys out here because I can't leave my desk.
Yep, that's company policy for
Yeah.
you.
so is it just you? at
Everybody's
your
got to get paid
desk?
somehow.
Is there no one else down there?
Fixing.
No, we got
toothache with a
families
sledgehammer.
on a couple of. Hang on, this text message just suddenly started answering.
Oh,
Well, it's an
Impressive.
AI, but it's like a really bitchy,
this is a
sarcastic AI.
Chatbot, is there?
it's an android answering, so obviously,
Yeah.
you know, it starts
Yeah,
with the,
Dr. Somber, can you
boring.
just run a quick Turing test on this chatbot?
Oh yeah, sure. I can do that. It's really easy. It's either an AI or
the
it's a
turtle question.
really dull person.
So it's a really
At a
dull
certain
person
point, they
then.
become indistinguishable.
Yes, it's
That's
actually a
our
real
policy at
problem. There's
Weyland-Yutani.
been a lot of accusations of androids when the person is just really dull,
Or
unfortunately.
just really bored with their
But
job.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just no
So
emotion.
your
no,
approach to the planet shows you an almost entirely wet planet. You can see the waves from orbit, which is an indication that they might be a little bigger than you were probably expecting. There are a couple of weird lines in the ocean as you're flying in. Look like really massive snakes just sort of sat on top of the waves. Constructed though, so artificially built. There is
What's
an
those?
island near the equator, which is a couple of mountains just sticking up out of the ocean, and in between them the company have built a landing base. It's only got 2 platforms. There's a small shuttle on one, the other one is currently vacant. There's landing lights flashing ready for you to come in. A small building, what looks like a couple of huts dotted around the outside of that, and incongruously something that might be a palm tree as you get really close.
Oh,
Surely
That's
plastic.
new.
strange flora to find on a planet like this.
I'm assuming there's at somewhere an atmosphere generator, or is that like, do they have an atmosphere here?
Yeah, can I
It
run?
does actually have an atmosphere
I was about
here.
to say, can I run some like diagnostics or
Yes,
something? or just-
absolutely. You
think?
make an observation roll.
Okay, I shall click the observation. There's no modifier, so I'm just going to submit it. Okay, there we go then.
Yeah, atmospherically speaking, this place is close to ideal.
Oh.
Oxygen levels are a bit low, so you wouldn't want to run a marathon here.
Yeah, of course.
Speak for yourself.
Very high water content, very humid atmosphere, slightly electrostatic charged atmosphere. You imagine that storms out at sea could probably get quite interesting. Waves look to be stretching to the 100 to 200 foot range at some points in the ocean. There are 2 small moonlets which seem to be affecting the tides, but not as much as Earth's moon would do. If you had a moon the size of Earth's around this planet, the tides would be unbearable. You wouldn't be able to go down there at all. Water appears to be saline ocean of some kind, heavy in potassium salts. some rare earth tracery.
What kind of life is there? Is there any form of life, even if it's bacterial or microbial?
It looks like the majority of the life down there is very, very small.
Mhm.
You can't really get much of a life reading other than the fact that there are these algal blooms at
Yeah.
various points in the ocean.
Okay,
That's the closest
interesting.
you can get to life signs, big algal blooms. So unless there's things that feed off the algae, that's what you've got.
Ah, yes, another beautiful planet in its infancy, about to be cruelly destroyed and exploited by the company. Yep, that sums
From
this
your
up.
personal knowledge,
Destroyed is a loaded word.
you would be aware that one of the things
Strip
the company
mine.
is trying to do down here is make a go of algae farming
Yeah, I would assume so.
to mass produce food for colonies
Mhm.
that don't have
Exactly.
quite such a hospitable atmosphere.
And nothing says a successful ocean planet like a giant algal bloom.
Yeah, and also, as we all know, aquaculture always works out, and it has no repercussions on the
Ever.
environment whatsoever. Yeah,
Not one.
yeah.
None that we care about at Weyland-Yutani.
None that's going to affect us in the near future.
Certainly
Yeah,
nothing
that-
that can't be reversed with a little bit of terraforming here and then.
A little bit of nuclear.
Yeah, exactly.
We got
Do we need the
terraforming.
planet?
We do that.
Once it
that.
no longer produces algae, do we really need the planet anyway?
Well,
Oh,
it's a
God.
rich source of hydrogen. I mean, Dr. Somber, if you want to feel a little bit better about it, at least they're trying to mine the life out of it
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
just split
Yeah,
the
but you can
oceans
do
for
that. You
rocket
can do
fuel.
that
I
with a
just-
pressure suit.
I just feel like we come to these beautiful planets that are in their infancy of creating life, and our first thought is, yes, let's make some money off this and exploit it. It's very
Well,
soul crushing.
What other thoughts would you have? Look, there are things. People want things. Do the math. It's
Yeah,
simple.
yeah.
Hey, people need food.
People
True,
need
but-
food, exactly, and
What
we
do you
can sell it
suggest
to
to
them
feed
for
people
money.
otherwise?
But it's not our planet. We can't take things from this planet. It's not. Never mind. We're just
honey.
Yes,
It is our planet. We bought it fair and square.
nobody.
Who did we buy it off, Mallory?
The algae.
Presumably
off
the
the algae?
well,
Oh,
presumably
there's a
the
reroll
powers
for
that
Tally.
be
You guys are getting
determine-
loads of rerolls here.
I wonder why.
Leon's got a couple.
Let's see.
Leon, can you land us?
Yeah. Do you want me to
Right.
check?
Yes.
Try not,
Yeah,
try not
You
to
dare
knock off the
question my
flag.
ability.
If you knock off the flag off the island, then we don't own it anymore.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'm gonna push it.
He's gonna push it.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at this
We're
point,
all-
nothing. So take a
Yeah.
point of stress after you push the roll.
Oh,
There we go.
Push it. Dun dun dun
shit.
dun dun.
So yeah, you're so busy sort of eyeballing the planet and the ocean and this palm tree as you're coming into land.
I was listening to Doc Som talk about the planet. I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
you were running the risk of sort of
Sorry.
scraping the engines all the way along the
Oi!
tarmac, and you
Got
sort
my
of
engines.
pull it back at the last minute and drop down into a perfectly controlled, absolutely safe. Everybody can walk away from it. That makes it a landing.
Like, yeah,
Ugh.
Heller was having a moment's conscious crisis of like, oh man, are we the bad guys for just destroying these planets? But then
Yes.
when
honest,
the
isn't it?
affirmation of, yeah, but we make money from it happened, Heller was like, oh yeah, oh, there we go. Conscience squashed. Perfect.
So there's a small figure approaching your ship
Holy vomit,
from
just throwing that
out
out
of
there.
the building,
okay.
the admin building, over on the floor, over on the base of the mountain. They've got like a big wind cheater thing in quite thin plastic that's blowing like crazy in the wind, so it's not keeping them dry in the slightest. And they're heading out towards you. They've got some of those batons for waving
Glow
planes and
stick.
ships in. It's a little bit late because you've already landed, but
Yes,
it's the thought that counts.
of course. Yeah, they scrambled out for us. We should
It
greet
should have been
them.
quicker.
I'm gonna need one of those plastic tops for my rifle.
Need one of those plastic
Need
buckets.
water.
Yes, we'll head
I've
over
got plenty
to
of
them.
grease. Grease it up if you want.
I mean, that too.
Don't do that.
So
Doing the
as
standard
the
landing
engines
checks.
cool down after your
Yes.
landing, they're shouting, "Hello! Welcome to Tethys!"
Are
Do
we
they not have a
outside?
radio? Hello?
Yeah, but we're outside now.
Oh,
Yeah, but you
hello
have like
there.
a handheld. Oh, good.
We're like
grief.
2 feet from each other.
Why?
You don't have to scream at us.
Engines.
Why are we not doing this inside?
Yeah.
Because
Why
they did-
are you? Oh, I can
Well,
see why this
come
person has
on.
been stationed
But
on a water planet.
Have you guys never done that when somebody's like at your door and it's raining and you're just like, oh yeah, how you doing? And then you have this woman like, oh, I should probably let them in the house. They're just
Nah.
standing in the rain.
Yeah.
No, that person's wet. We're not letting him in here.
But now that you've sort of stepped out and seen who this person is, they're an extraordinarily short woman, about 5'1",
Okay. Oh, okay.
long dark hair, olive skin, this bright yellow rain mac flapping in the wind that they're kind of holding here. Not a lot of point in that, but they're doing it anyway.
Comfort Mac.
The
with
whole of
their-
it is flopping around behind them, and they're just holding it like, oh, I should hold it together.
It flaps them in the face.
Yeah, the hood's
Yeah.
going back up and down.
On.
Yes. we're going.
Hello.
You go inside the. I keep wanting to call it a hotel, but it really isn't. It's little more than a sort of ranger station.
Is there
Yeah,
a
makes
bear in a
sense.
tie?
There is
close
not
my,
a bear in a tie, I'm afraid.
Just checking.
Hey,
There's this sort of
boo-boo.
outpost. It's scruffy as hell. There's crap all over every single available surface on the ground floor. There's monitors, some of which are sideways. There's piles of paperwork. There's clipboards. There's bits of scientific apparatus in various states of disrepair, just
We like
scattered
it.
everywhere. She says, "Excuse the mess. Come on up
Hey,
to the
you-
office."
You don't get too many people, I guess.
No, you're the first people I've seen since the last supply run. Hi, I'm
Gosh.
Fiona.
Hello,
Fiona Wu.
Fiona.
Welcome
Oh,
to Tethys.
Hello.
Who wants tea? I made tea.
Yes, tea. Excellent.
What's
I don't
our
drink tea.
tea?
I mean, it's
coffee.
corporate tea, freeze dried stuff, and we don't have any milk, but there's some coconut milk.
Ooh.
Oh,
got-
yes, thank you. I'd love some
Yeah,
coconut.
got any
sure,
sugar?
coconut. Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, they're not real coconuts. No, don't
Oh.
let the tree fool you. That's plastic.
Well, yes, I figured. I don't imagine it would do well in this atmosphere.
No, it just
but-
made me feel like it was more homely if we had a tree.
Oh, I
The biggest
understand.
plant on this entire planet is like 2 cells.
That makes sense.
So yeah, hi,
Sounds
welcome
about
to Tethys. So
Yes.
glad you could come. I'm trying to run this whole outpost, and it's just me and Derek. And well, Derek can't drive a boat.
Why not?
I know I
He's
brag about
fine.
it.
He's
Can-
fine
can-
with machines and stuff like
can-
that. But
Can you drive a boat?
yeah, I mean, I could drive a boat, but Derek can't man the radio and the telemetry gear.
Derek doesn't sound very useful.
No,
What
no,
can-
Derek's great. He's great with machines. He's fixing up all of that stuff any day now.
Where is Derek? I'd like to talk to Derek.
Why
It
didn't
sounds like the
Derek-
company has provided you with exactly enough employees to run the operation.
Yeah, Derek's down in the boat shed. He's just going over your boat.
Or I'm going to go see Derek. I'll leave you lot to do the
Are you the
hobnobbing.
mechanic?
I'm the one with the real job. Yes.
Right,
Oh,
right,
Hurtful, but
excellent.
okay,
Excuse you.
hurtful Baz, Uncle Baz, thank you. I know you've never been that accommodating to me
Well,
going to
it's-
university.
Maybe you learned
fine,
some
but
harsh truths, Dr. Somber. I know you spent a lot of time in that
I-
clever school of yours.
I did, yeah, I did. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
did.
fine though. It's okay. I
Yeah, you
understand.
did. And now
you
you're
know.
out in the big
Yeah.
wide universe, and
Yeah.
some of us keeps things working, and then
Yep.
there's you.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna
that's
go-
absolutely fine.
With Uncle Baz to check out the boat.
Okay, so
Kill
we'll
some
stick
fucking
with
ships in the same
the
ship
three
as
of
the old
you.
man.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my like arm around Nye and say, "Look at us, us real employees of the company, sticking to the job as opposed
Yeah,
to those."
I'm just like going
lower
this is
paid
behind your
ones."
back.
So Fiona
Yeah.
pours you some tea. Pours you some tea. She squirts some hot water into those cups that have like a ready-made tea bag bottom.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
the
I know what you're
inhumanity.
describing.
There's a box
Just
of
like in the
coconut
place.
equivalent
Yeah.
milk
Yeah.
that she pulls out of the freezer. 1 lump or 2?
3.
3 lumps of milk. Okay.
Yeah.
The milk kind of drops out in
Yep.
these sort of solid pellets.
I like to
love
think
it.
they're in comedy coconut shapes, though. Individual pellets.
But
Let
like
me
they,
count.
but they have like
I would
no
rather- I
color
would rather
and they
see
look real
them in
depressing.
cubes because it's just more practical. You can stuff more.
No, but this is marketing.
Yeah.
But
Weyland-Yutani
they don't need to
brand,
market.
of course.
Yeah, they don't need to market. It's the
I
employees.
do-
mean,
I
they,
do-
they are the ones that brought it.
you
I
don't
was
have
about to
any
say, I do
choice.
like
You don't
Yutani's
need to market it.
marketing is just like, hey, we have shit and you're in the middle of fucking nowhere to buy our shit.
Do you want stuff
Exactly.
or not?
Yutani,
live or
it's
die.
better than nothing.
Literally.
Exactly. Hence,
But we can't advertise like that in the core worlds.
So, Tally, what do you want to do while these corporate types are cooperating?
honestly, just drink tea and look outside, I guess, because there's not much to do. I mean, it's a babysitting operation.
Yeah, I mean, looking outside is actually kind of interesting because you've got these huge rolling waves. It looks like around the island, like the ocean's fairly tame. Go ahead and make an observation roll and see what you can work out from that.
Tally is like on alert, but it's like, yeah, we've had some disturbances. Rifle in hand, disturbances, you say? Are they rifle sortable? No. These are just technical. Oh, put it down.
Rifle is just slapped on the back, barrel
Yeah.
up so it doesn't get gunk in it, and just
Don't let Baz touch
it's
it.
there. It's not exactly accessible, but it's there.
Yeah, if you go to your character sheet and click the observation skill.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yep.
have somehow managed to
There we go.
Oh, there we go, it's
Observation.
opened
Yep.
again.
And then there'll be a
Click on it.
pop-up or turn up that will say, do you want to add a modifier?
Yeah, no modifiers.
Oh, no, if I was that.
Yeah.
That was the thing that was holding it
There you go.
back. Excellent.
So yeah, you think you can make
have
out
two
like
eyes.
a reef or something around this island, like the island itself is part of a chain, but most of the chain is underwater. So it looks like this is the only calm place in the ocean right now. From this side of the building, you can also see the satellite uplink, and it does look a little bit more business-like from out this side. It's not quite as fun and games as it was on the landing platform side. You've got a satellite uplink, you've got a couple of service sheds. They actually have a power loader.
Well,
Nice.
well,
Who knows
considering
why, but they have one.
Yes, if they want to move a lot of algae. Or something.
Should always
That's the
be
kind
power
of thing that
loaders.
somebody like myself could never get into because I'm a corporate agent. I don't have the clout to do that.
Yeah, that's
Lift
blue
bits?
collar work.
And yeah, while it looks all disorganized from the front, it does look like it's just a frontier outpost. You've seen places like this before. They don't so much care what it looks like out the front as long as it works.
Yeah.
So they're not really bothered about appearances, but they seem to be making this station run. So you're a little bit less concerned than you were on the way in, having seen the business end out back. It's an anti-mullet.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. It's like a reverse
Party
mullet.
at the front and all business at the back.
Exactly, yeah. There we go. Yes. Perfect.
Pat the anti-mullet.
Yeah.
It is. Anyway.
So Fiona, there's been like something's gone wrong or communication problem, something along those lines.
Yeah, so we have like 6 stations around the planet. Some are further away than others. 3 of them are just plain old algae farms. They're pretty much colonists with a basic grounding in science and oceanography and stuff like that. We've got an oceanographic institute. There's a company station further out, and then there's the science station that we're having the problem with. These guys are funded by Weyland-Yutani. They're doing some kind of oceanographical research out there. I don't know what it's about entirely. You know, it's data, it's data, it's data. There's loads of stuff going on. They're measuring sea levels or something. I don't know. They've got a couple of engineers who are experts in the tide baffle systems working out there. It seems to be working pretty well, or it was until quite recently. We'd see them maybe once a month for a restock. We get a supply shipment dropped off, and then each of the stations kind of sends someone in, and they pick up their stuff and they head back out again. Pretty much self-serving. We've got the bar here. We have a little bit of a party when everybody gets together, sort of like a monthly shindig thing. And the last one, which was, I guess, nearly 3 weeks ago now, there was nobody from the Science Outpost 3. So we put a call through and you guys are here, which is great because I just don't have the resource that I'd need to be able to get out there. I can't leave Derek on his own.
Did you just mention that you waited almost 2 weeks to send word that they
No.
were...
It's been 3 weeks since they didn't show. So I sent a message out to them when they didn't show, and then they didn't respond. So a couple of days after that, standard protocol, I sent a message through the relay. It got picked up on your Crestus line, and
Oh, right, we've been sleeping a week.
yeah, you guys have had to fly out here, so there's another week down.
Yeah,
know, I
it's just
understand,
standard.
It's frontier life. What can you do?
Exactly. Nothing.
Would you, because the company says so. Anyway, would you say that there's any reason to be concerned? I'm vaguely familiar. I'm not an oceanographer myself, but I'm vaguely familiar. It's not what you would call a particularly hazardous occupational study. So would they work on
No,
anything that
generally
could be
not.
dangerous?
But the tidal baffles are kind of experimental. They're a combination. It's like a space station at sea. Only
Interesting.
because of the waves, we couldn't make them solar powered. So we figured, hey, you know what? Let's use the waves. We use the waves themselves. So they've got, it's really clever the way they do it. It's like, have you ever seen a train?
Yes, in
Okay.
books. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a train on the surface of the water.
Right.
And then wrapped around the train and going under the water, there are these huge paddles, right? So as the tides push it backwards and forwards, it generates power for the habitat tube.
Yes. No, I follow.
If you like.
Yes.
And so that's where people are living. So they live in the habitat tube along the top. And then we've got all the machinery and all the workings down below. And we're just seeing, you know, what kind of depths work, how the flotation tanks function, whether or not we can use them as a research base, or whether they are more than that, whether we could use them, could they be linked together and do like a whole planetary tidal thing, possibly even control the tides down a little bit, because obviously the guys running the algae farms, they don't need these big tides. We get the 200 footers sometimes. The 200-foot tides play havoc with the algae farms. They have to rotate and seal and keep the algae inside.
It's all part of the terraforming process, really.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
And we looked at
do great work.
We looked at the poles. We really did. But you get up near the poles, the algae don't survive. You get too close to the equator, the algae get carried away. So you've got to have them placed in that sort of temperate zone.
Okay. Oh, right. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. There won't be anything that goes wrong because it's Weyland-Yutani. Okay. That's fine.
Don't worry about the process by which the energy is made. Just enjoy the results.
Yeah.
Aaron Execa said, so algae morphs in this game then.
Oh, could you imagine how annoyed you'd be as a xenomorph if it's like, yes, I'm about to become the most dangerous killing. Oh, I'm made of algae. Oh, for like always mates are like the big scary normal xenomorph. It's like, yep, hi. I'm made of algae.
Morph.
Yeah.
I got plankton. Yeah.
It's so cute. Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, out at the boat shed, Hiller and
Hello.
Baz, you enter this sort of long, low shed down by the water. It is full of water as well. There's some piers running down the side. So this has been built over the bay, if you like. There's a catamaran parked up in, more of a trimaran really, a catamaran with an extra runner off one side. Solar sail fitted, and there's a big meaty thick pair of legs with some size 13 boots on them sticking out from under one end of the catamaran.
Right.
Dirty sort of orangey mustard yellow overalls, and underneath it you can hear this sort of tuneless whistling and the cranking sound of an adjustable wrench.
I'm going to kick him in the feet in the time-honored fashion of getting the mechanic's attention.
Yeah.
The rest of the figure slides out from underneath it. You figure he's pushing 7 feet tall, this guy. He just kind of keeps coming.
Just keeps rolling out.
Where is this man ever going to stop? He's enormous, absolute giant of a man. Great big, thick-set shoulders, broad around the belly as well. He's built like a barrel rather than a strong man. And as he slides out from under it, you can't help but almost take a sort of double take at his face, because he looks a little bit like a candle that's been melted.
Oh,
His face is kind of runny slightly, and he's got
poor
an old-fashioned Walkman style headset on, and a music player at his belt, and he's whistling along. And as he pulls himself out, he's kind of pulling this face with this. He's got this sort of slightly melty-looking head with these very curled-in ears, and as he rolls out, he's kind of going. As he comes out, and he sees you, and he takes his headset off, and as he pulls it off his ears, you can hear a musical version of what he was whistling badly coming tinnily out of the speakers. Hello?
No.
Fixing
What's
your
up?
boat.
Is that our boat?
Are you the spaceship people?
We've got a spaceship. And we're people.
It's your boat.
How fast does it go?
then.
It's got a solar sail.
Is that fast?
It'll do 30 knots.
I bet you I can make it do 31.
This is Hiller. He can boat better than most.
It doesn't sound
boating.
stupid when you say it.
Good boating when you're 31.
I love this.
Derek.
Hello, Derek. What's that you're listening to? Don't know
Music.
that tune. Yeah, I know it's music, you giant melty-faced moron.
Oh,
Sorry about my
God.
face. I was in an accident.
What's our accident? A genuine interest now.
Oh, steam vent.
Oh, yeah, that'll do
Oh,
that.
Nice,
Oh,
actually
wow.
wincing at that. Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, look, and he pulls his collar down, and he's got like the line of a t-shirt underneath it. Only it's the line of a t-shirt that's in his skin.
No longer there. Yeah.
No, it's a part of his skin.
no,
You
it's
can
part
see
of
that
him,
it's a
actually-
t-shirt,
Oh,
but it's been melted into his skin.
Oh, I'm just going to
Baz
climb
is
on the
gonna have
boat.
a proper look. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
it rolls up a sleeve, goes, look at that. See them? That's a gear chain. That is right there, right? All the way up there. I dropped my spanner, right? And I had to go and get it, and I mistimed. And,
Oh, in the
ooh,
machine?
those teeth went in.
And he
yeah,
does
in
like the
machine.
gesture of reaching your hand into a machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. I got the spanner, though.
I hit my head.
Yes. How many times?
Today,
enough.
You do that thing where you're coming out from under the craft and then you try and get up, but you're a little bit too soon.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long boat.
Yeah. And you're a long chap. So yes.
Teleporting tea.
Mm.
This is the future,
That's the
everyone.
best kind of tea, though. The one that John had to go and get.
Only if it's not teleporting away from you. Then it's the worst type of tea.
That is the worst.
Okay.
That is true,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's teleported.
One of my
Yeah,
work
yes.
colleagues made a video of himself delivering a cup of tea to his desk so that he could play it as a Zoom background in meetings. While he sat there having a meeting, he walks in from out of the room and gives himself a cup of tea.
Oh, that's excellent. I love it.
Mad genius.
Mm.
Right, so Hiller, you're looking over the boat while these gentlemen are having their intellectual debate.
We will start having a proper look at the engines at some point, or the sail, or whatever makes it go.
The main prow is probably about 60 foot. The secondary prow, the main catamaran, is another 35 foot. And then this final extended, I forget the name of it now. It's not called a catamaran. They're on a trimaran. What's that last third bit called? One of those. That extra keel, there we go. The extra keel is 20 foot. There does seem to be some kind of motor, some kind of water displacement drive by the looks of things. So it looks like it's solar powered from the sail. So you've got the sails to actually push with wind if you've got it, but they're also absorbing solar energy and powering this water displacement that's like a jet in that it's sucking water in one end and forcing it out the other end. So you reckon 30 is kind of tame.
Cool. You could do
After a
lot more.
little bit of practice, you reckon 40. And if you could get it going downhill on a wave, you could probably push it to 60.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you want to
No.
make Madeline ill.
Yeah. Everyone hang on tight to their stomachs. And
What's the steering control look like? What are we talking here, Ben? Am I on a like steamboat willy wheel, or have I got like jet bike controls?
It's a bit of a steamboat willy wheel, but that looks mostly aesthetic.
Okay.
So it's got like the boat equivalent of power steering. It's got the steamboat willy wheel, but it does look like you probably don't need to move it very much at all to actually get the turn. And the sail will move quite a good deal with it. And it does look like, instead of it being configured for people who are natural sailors, that it's configured to look like a sailing boat for people that are more used to piloting things like jet skis.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. I'll head on back to the base again. I think we're good here.
Right, I just got to check the safety features. Derek, does it have any safety features?
It's got a rope on the side.
Oh, it's more
So-
than most Weyland-Yutani vehicles.
Well, that's not bad.
Okay, we don't even
what-
have that on the spaceship.
Well, do you have any flotation
Oh yeah,
devices? or-
their company says we have got to have a regulation number of flotational devices aboard the ship. So there's 4.
Right. That's fine.
I have a gun, so
I'm just kind of going through the quick. Also, Dr. Somber. All right, Hiller. Yes. Barrett's got a gun. There's me.
I'm going to be very
all right.
important
Alright,
on
that's
that
fine.
station.
Yeah, the boat is kind of
Saying.
incongruous for where you are. It does look more like a sort of luxury boat, like a rich kid's plaything, than it does like a functional aquatic world vehicle.
Derek, where did this come from? I'm going to ask Derek where it came from. Where exactly did you get this boat? It's rather nice.
It was dropped off in one of the deliveries.
God.
So rather than useful and essential planetary equipment, they gave you a fancy trimaran.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, it's
There-
funny. It's funny
there-
because our boat went to some fancy posh resort.
Yeah. It's just this
They
massive.
got a cargo ship.
They got the
Oh.
barge and you got the trimaran.
Yeah.
That's good, that is.
and they've spent like months, possibly years in a legal battle, just trying to find which planet the yacht went to.
Where
It's like,
did
yeah,
that
we
go
got
to?
500 in under Weyland-Yutani control. You're gonna have to have a look
Space
around.
Hermes is going, no, we've got no record of it. No, we delivered it. You signed for it. That is the right
it's-
package.
Yeah.
That is. There's nothing we can do. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's called Hey Hey.
Here, you can have a
Hey.
$40 coupon for your next Weyland-Yutani transaction.
I only spend it at the company store though. Boats
Oh, but
called
only
Hey
on-
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Way,
of course,
way.
there's a
Hey, hey.
90%, you
Hey
know,
Hey.
that goes to us.
Right then.
so.
Do you want to see my still?
Yeah.
I got a still
All right then.
coming in.
What you distilling? Is it the
Of course
algae?
it's got us still. It's not legal.
And he takes you out of this shed and into another shed that's around the back of the sort of main building. And he's got a still in there.
Would
And
expect
it's
nothing
sort of
less.
squeaking and pumping away. And there does appear to be algae in it.
Oh God.
That gives it flavour.
And he squeezes a tap and he pours some sort of greenish liquid into a little copper cup. And he hands it to you. Drink it quick.
All right. I knock
Otherwise,
it
it starts moving.
No, it start dissolving the cup.
Oh no.
back. Proper booze.
Yeah,
Doesn't even
and
make
it
you go blind,
is.
just your
It's
eyes
very
pop out.
much bootleg booze. It's rough as anything, but it does the job.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Derek, you are my favourite mechanic on this planet.
I
Thank
remember
you.
the last time you drank something you said was nice. It was horrible, so I'm not going to try the algae drink.
Oh, you'd like it with
I
with
would if I was
Fiona's
there.
coconut lumps.
Does it go well with the lumps?
Coconut lumps,
Is-
and if she's in a
Okay.
good mood and it's a party, coconut lumps and pineapple lumps.
Oh, you got pineapple lumps. Mm,
Only for parties.
Got all the
all right
lumps.
then. I might have to trade you something for those pineapple lumps.
Ah, someone in chat has invented the idea of algo pops.
Oh.
Oh,
Very nice.
Marvelous.
A-pop. It's like K-pop, but fruity.
Yes, K-pop. Let's talk about that again. You'll
Don't.
never escape it.
So he takes you back into the main building because have some dinner now.
Oh, right. Is that more algae in like a different format?
Well, we got algae, yeah. Did you bring anything?
No.
Nothing that I would share with the party.
A voice from downstairs, a big, deep, heavy set voice, like it's echoing from inside. A very large person comes up the stairs. Fiona, putting the dinner on. And she sort of leans over and goes, all right then, Derek, come on.
What
that's
was
Derek,
that?
I assume, yeah.
That-
Do you have a
that's
synth?
that's Derek. He's our mechanic.
Oh,
And
very
Is he a
nice.
synth? Like one of the
no,
Seegson ones?
no, oh no. Derek's entirely real.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you
Great mechanic. Great
Haven't heard
mechanic.
a voice
I
that
think you
booming
mentioned,
since
yes.
wow.
Yeah, the ship looks really good.
Last time I toured the manufacturing line.
Did you guys bring any meat or
That's
meat?
expensive.
Vat meat even?
I have some soy substitutes.
Soy substitutes could be good if you would be willing to, I don't know, trade or share.
What do you have to trade?
pineapple
Well-
lumps?
We've perfected a way of distilling the algae into a kind of spirit that's very popular with everyone on
I need
planet.
some of that.
Quickly doing math in head. This is not legal, but it will ease transactions on planet, and we are going to see some people on planet, presumably, in order to get things working. Will company condone illegal activities if it is efficient? Mental math.
It's a don't ask, don't
Sure.
tell kind of situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why not?
yeah.
It's not technically illegal It's
If you
just
get
not legal.
caught.
None of that is math, says a Sharadel.
I'll leave that to the I'll leave that to the fucking colonial marshals.
I'll leave that to the scientists.
Exactly. Yes, I'm definitely not shady. I will trade my my soy meat substitute for a little bit of booze.
So downstairs in the room of mess, this giant melted guy who's with your technical specialists has cleared the central table a bit and is producing some kind of meal. When you give him the soy substitute, his face brightens, I guess. It's difficult to tell because of the melty nature of his whole head. And so he's frying stuff and grilling stuff and puts on this little spread, and Fiona goes out back and comes back through with a bottle of this green liquid.
Oh, hello.
And
Excellent.
2 little boxes of those pellets. One's yellow instead of white.
Oh, pineapple lumps. Oh, is it a party?
And it looks like the meal is mostly algae based. There is a lot of textured proteins here.
It's proteins.
Yeah, it ranges from sort of a light green to a dark green, and it stands in stark contrast to your soy protein, which is a kind of a grayish white sort of hue.
Do you know what I miss? I miss fiber.
Oh no, you've got no worries there, because some of the algae has been pressed into these sort of cabbage-like shapes for the fiber angle.
Excellent.
Look at that.
And it's not actually that bad a meal. It's kind of like a stir fry. And you've got like a cabbagey textured algae and the soy protein, and then these sort of denser chunks of algae, which are a bit more almost like an apple in terms of crunch. And Fiona empties these white and yellow lumps into a jug and then pours the algae booze over the top, which is kind of a greenish color. And it sort of mixes together to form this almost radioactive looking liquid.
God.
It glows this sort of vibrant yellow green color,
Now that's my kind of cocktail.
but it tastes
Hell yeah.
like a pina colada made with petrol.
That sounds
Like in a
great. It's
cocktail.
adorable, but like great. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, hits the spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. I like the fact that my eyes are filling with blood. Woo. Yep.
Right,
Okay.
kids,
I feel like-
just go easy. And Hiller, you got to pilot our boat tomorrow, so you be sensible, right?
Yeah, hello, you're the
small one.
designated driver.
I feel like Mallory like sips hers and she's like,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
Mal-
It's not a sipping drink. It's
Yeah,
more of a
Mallory,
throw it
you've
at
you've
the back
already
of your
got quite
throat drink.
a tumbly
We had a face jump.
We did.
Yes,
Face
I'm back.
jump.
Sorry.
No, I think that was
Oh,
wasn't
that's
that a
okay.
movie
You're now
point?
Alden.
Yeah.
Tally is
And
now
Alden
me.
is now Nye.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm
Nye
really
is now Leon.
sorry.
I would have been so sad to miss all of the algae.
Hello, I'm in Scotland. How's it going?
Say again, Tally.
Ah,
Sorry.
flawless.
Yeah, it would have been such a shame for me to miss all the algae.
Yeah, well, nobody
Yeah.
wants to miss out on delicious, delicious algae. Shall we take a break for a few minutes so that we
Yes.
can refresh beverages, go to the bathroom, and then pick it up
Move
again in
faces around.
about 5 minutes?
marvelous.
That may then also give Pete the opportunity to rearrange
Move our
faces.
faces.
Where is Pete?
He'll be here. Don't worry about it.
Pete,
The
you're our only
elusive
hope.
Pete.
Alg
Creature of the
tea
night.
time, apparently.
Yeah.
According to Millie, the GM. Thank you, Millie.
Thank you, Millie.
All right.
We made it. We made it to the division, and none of us are dead.
Yes, and then after dinner,
Win.
we will head out to
Right.
Science Station 3.
But
Hey,
then
Doc.
we-
Does it have a name, by the way? I was gonna actually ask on stream, but like, figure it in.
At the minute, it's
Nobody can
literally,
say.
they're just calling it Science Station 3. It may well be
Science
that it has a
Station 3.
nickname, but you'll have to ask and find out. But let's
Ooh,
do that. You know,
marvelous.
you're having dinner, ask away.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll do that when we're back from break.
Okay.
Yeah, so that
Look.
the viewers can enjoy.
I can ask now. I don't.
Ask now.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So, what was your sorry, what was the woman's name earlier? It was
Fiona.
Fiona.
Fiona, yes. Can't forget that. What was
Spelled
her
with a
last name?
D.
It was Wu?
Woo.
Miss
It's got an
Wu.
exclamation mark.
Yes. How can I help you?
The station that we're heading out to, Science Station 3, I believe.
Yes, that's the one.
Tell me a little bit more about it. The environment, the
back
scientists
in a
who work there, who's in charge of the program, and I'm sure
They
blue
have a
collar
crew
workers
of
tend to
12.
create names for each other. So
They like to call it Ridley's rowboat. I don't know why they call it that. It doesn't have any oars, but they call it Ridley's rowboat.
Ridley's rowboat.
Ridley's
Cute.
rowboat. It's like that. They like it like a little town kind of thing. It's obviously we call it Science Station 3 on all official documentation, but you know how it is. Settlers like to have little fun nicknames for stuff.
It's adorably provincial.
Gerard Ridley is the head scientist down there.
Mhm.
He's been with the company for about 20 years. Oceanographer, specializing in salts, I think.
Salt.
Salts, yeah.
Excellent.
The things he doesn't know about potassium just aren't worth knowing.
Woo.
Yeah.
More than I know about potassium, aside from that it comes from bananas, which are an endangered species these days. So
I can get you
banana.
a crew manifest if you like.
I would very much appreciate that, and
Yeah, sure,
almost
I'll-
anything else.
I would also like that, actually.
Yeah, no problem. I can get you guys
Just to have an idea of how many people we have over there.
about a
Exactly.
dozen.
A dozen.
I say
okay.
about a dozen because I know one of them was pregnant. I don't know if she's still pregnant or if they have a baby out there or what. I don't think she's had it yet. I don't know.
So it might be 12 and a half.
Could be 12 and a half.
Have you got the tech specs for the main bits of?
Those
The way you
are
want
A map would be lovely.
the specs are kind of proprietary
To whom?
to the company.
I'm just going to look at
It's all proprietary tech. But yes,
we work
you
for the
will
company.
have clearance, won't you? You'll have clearance for that. So
I am the company.
you are the company. So yeah, I can get
At the
you
moment.
some technical specs and put that. I can load it all onto a secure drive if you like, and we can have
That
that.
would be absolutely
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Now, are you guys going to want to stay here tonight and head off in the morning, or are you going to stay on the ship, or do you want to head off now? You're probably better off heading off in the morning, to be fair. You'll make it there in a day.
I'm going to look at Hiller, who's been presumably downing algo pops, and go, "I think we should leave in the morning."
I'm going to sleep on the ship tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, we should leave, right? And I look around, everybody's fucking trashed. In the morning. Yes.
If you like pina coladas and sailing catamarans on the ocean.
If you like pina coladas and getting stuck in the shithole.
By the way, Ben, we're gonna have to have a talk at the end of this because the dark secret you gave it to me is an actual real life thing for me. It's okay, no, it's fine. Obviously the first half, not the second half.
I'm sorry that you were a party to a suspicious terraforming incident.
Yes, that as well. And also that I worked with xenomorphs. Oh no.
Ah!
Right, I
Spoilers.
noticed that
We're still
Pete is
streaming.
here, so
Oh, good.
now would be a good time to have a quick break. You're trying to tell me that we're back, and
Yeah,
we're
we're
back. And
back.
you're still
So
telling me that we're
professional.
back.
Back our Kickstarter.
Back on
We're
Kickstarter.
back.
With
Back
Dodeca
space.
by Pete. Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
Yes, we
That
were
shit
just
if you
talking
haven't.
about Kickstarters. Pete has Dodeca, which Leon has just put a link in for. going live on, well, went live the other day on Kickstarter, which is cool. And we were just talking about Dungeon Bitches as well, which is another cool Kickstarter that's going on at the minute.
Yeah.
And Pat is doing a game later
On
on Diesel Shots.
Diesel Shot.
If you're still awake and not one of
Exactly.
our European go-to-bed people types.
But if you are still awake, please stop by Diesel Shot around 8:30. We will be playing Dungeon Bitches, a very queer, very punk Kickstarter, which has been hugely successful. And I've worked with the crew who are running the show and making the game themselves, and they're just lovely people. Fully support this endeavor, as well as Dodeca, and you know, just radical fucking Kickstarters going on right now. I'm just
awesome.
Surrounded by greatness, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. So when we
Let's get
left our
killed.
players, they were just deciding whether to sleep in the House of Mess or whether to stay on board the ship.
Picking up the ship.
I want to stay with Derek and go through all of his mechanical gewgaws. It took quite a long time to clear the table because he kept trying to take stuff off it. I'd be like, oh, what's this?
Yeah. So
Amazing.
Derek is more than happy to stay up late with you, drinking weird green shots.
Yeah,
and
we'll finish
talking
off
about
that bottle. Yeah.
mechanical stuff.
3 shots.
I take the
Yeah.
bribe bottle and I go back into the
Tally's
ship.
enjoying the alcohol.
Tally
alcohol
actually has
pops
green
much.
booze, which is proper
Yeah.
dedication right
Yeah.
there.
It was just sitting around too, which is perfect.
That's why it turned green.
Yeah.
I'm saving
Ah,
my
okay.
absinthe for later in the night.
I am going to do an alien special now, and I'm going to ask everybody who's not Pat to turn their headphones off, take their headsets off.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
I
Ooh.
can
Monster.
do the evil secret.
Well, I'm gonna eat my
bit.
I'm gonna eat my treats then.
I've
All right,
been
you eat
waiting
your
for this
treats.
all night. Let's get evil.
Okay, so now they can't hear us. Pat, you get back to your room on the ship, and there is a message waiting for you with a little
How's it
beeping light just sat there on your video monitor.
Well. I press
And
open.
it's Hills from the station. It's like that's you're probably on planet by the time you get this. There's something you need to know. That whole planet is a goddamn gold mine. Better than a gold mine. Geothermal vents under the surface of the ocean are pumping out shit tons of rare earth metals. That place has got just so much iridium. There is more iridium on that planet than we've found on like any other 5. We've got mining equipment down there scraping the ocean floor. We were using Science Station 3 as a data harvesting point for the mining operation. One of the guys on there is in the know, shall we say, and was filtering the data through. So I need you to keep that on the down low, because, you know, scientists, they get funny when it turns out that you're strip mining the ocean depths while they're trying to do their research. But you know what these guys are like. So I need that data parceled off separately. If we can avoid them finding out about the mining operation, so much the better. Anyway, best of luck. Hills out.
Was there a name as to which scientist?
He has
was
given
in
you
the
a
know?
name, Mr. Terrence.
Terrence.
Mr. Terrence, yes.
Mr. Terrence.
Mr. Terrence. So you're not sure if Terrence is his first name or his last name? A weird pretension if it's his last name. First name. Okay.
Marvelous.
Headsets back on.
Nice.
There we go.
Hello, is this thing on?
New
JK.
headset. Who dis? So the evening is spent in the drinking of green booze, the sleeping on camp beds or shipboard beds.
Rocks.
And when morning
Knives.
rolls around the next day, you are surprisingly hangover free.
That's actually more insidious.
We can market this.
You do notice though that you seem to be missing your left kidney, but that's besides the point.
Yes, you wake up in a bath full of ice.
Oh God.
Oh, again! Oh, crap.
Not again!
Yeah, you've just got a post-it note on your kidney space saying, "Where the F is your kidney, asshole?"
Oh, he sold that on a
This
previous
is an
planet.
IOU note.
Yeah, Weyland-Yutani.
So,
So if they're
the
going to
off.
take your kidneys, they'd have done it by now.
yeah, and they'd have told you it was
Clearly.
your idea.
And
Clearly your
sold you
kidneys are
back
worth
to
less.
ones. Yes.
Worth less
So-
than your arm.
All right, then.
Fiona's meets you in the command center. So
Hello, Miss Wu.
we got algae porridge.
Oh, good.
Sounds
I
good.
know.
Yeah.
It starts to get a bit repetitive. We stopped calling it algae whatever after you've been here for a couple of weeks, and you just call it by the name. But it's pretty cool because this algae stuff, you can press it and flatten it and slice it and do all kinds of
Shit.
stuff with it. It's pretty clever
Distill it.
stuff.
You know, when you surf, you learn something very quickly. Food is food.
Food is food, exactly. And there are people on the colonies who are trying to eat really bad crops, and this stuff is so much better. So
Ooh.
anyway, you guys have got a mission, so
All right.
enjoy.
Yep, we'll head off.
We better head out.
Anything other than waves to look out for?
Seriously, the biggest thing on this planet is us.
So there's no
Sounds
giant
good.
squid
Our
beast.
greatest enemy is ourselves.
In our
we're saying.
entire
Well-
time on this planet, we have encountered no aquatic life beyond
giant
the
squid
algae
beast.
stage. No
Be-
giant squid, no
Beyond
super
the
sharks.
scientists that have been pushed in on a dare. Oh, guys!
They emerge covered in algae. Ah.
Yeah, got ya.
Yeah, seriously, there's nothing here.
Weyland-Yutani discourages the popular concept that humans are our own worst enemies. We like to imagine that not humans, but the UPP is our worst enemies.
Humans
Yeah,
are our own
other-
best friends.
Other
Except if they're
corporations are our
UPP.
worst enemies. Yes.
Other
We are
corporations and
considering
communists
introducing
who are not
fish
human.
to the biosphere, but we need to
yes.
look at how they will interact with the algae and with the salinity of the water. So we haven't done yet. I think there might be some fish labs in one of the other science stations.
Gotta be careful with that. If you get an outbreak of fish, then everything goes.
Yes,
Quite
but
squiffy,
when
quite
has
quickly.
anything gone wrong when man
Hey,
plays?
to be honest,
God?
an outbreak of fish would be great right about now because
Uh,
But no, if they eat all the
Because
algae, there won't be,
protein.
and then there won't be nothing, and then they'll all die, and then it will smell to high heaven. Dr. Summer, do you remember that other planet where there was an outbreak of cacti creatures? Do you remember that?
yes,
That was,
yes,
oh, that
I
was
do
not a
vividly
good
remember
show.
that. Yes,
We had to set fire to most of them.
yes, it was quite traumatic, actually. Thank you
But-
for reminding me, Uncle
The
Baz.
sound they
Yep.
made as they went up, that was quite eerie.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Baz. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But the
They
documentary
seemed
did
almost
numbers
sentient.
on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Baz,
Sorry.
thanks.
I was just asking about the squid beasts because.
right. So Derek retracts the watery half of the catamaran dock. There you go. Look after Hey.
It's a nice
We
ship.
will endeavour to do so. Yes, thank you, sir.
Don't worry, Hiller can boat better than most.
I'm gonna look at Uncle Baz and just go, "You may get wet."
I'm gonna
From
be
it.
Of course.
in the driest part of the boat.
I make sure to take one of the flotation devices, and I tie myself to the rope.
No one
Yeah,
else
I can
can
never
So
do
say.
that.
as this
Getting
ship is
kinkier than I
sinking and you're
thought.
attached to it,
Oh God!
Yeah,
in
I'm
half
gonna
by
go
the
down
sinking
like
ship
that.
and a flotation device. What a way to go.
You know, I don't think having a rope harness is going to do much for your survival.
No, but it's great for water skiing.
Come on, I'm not going to kill you with a rope when there are so many better things to murderize you with.
Oh, that's a swimming xenomorph.
Yeah.
The rope is just in case I fall over when I'm vomiting.
I know
off
it's
the
not
side.
popular to like Alien Resurrection, but the first half of Alien Resurrection is really good.
It is. I like it. It feels like an Alien RPG playthrough.
Yes,
I agree.
I,
sort of.
The pink
pretty
I
good
alien,
have
movie.
and
seen
then I lose
Alien
faith.
movie. Yes.
Game point. Have I lost my stress from the overnight sleeping and stuff?
Yes,
Like
yes.
I went
you
up
did,
a
cool.
stress hearing that.
It'd be concerning if you went. If you got
Given
more
how much
stressed
you had
out
to drink,
sleeping.
yes, you would have lost your stress.
Oh, no, no.
I
Because
feel
drinking
very relaxed.
removes stress, which is awesome.
You're
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
very
There's no
relaxed.
repercussions to using alcohol to solve your problems.
No, no.
None at all.
It's in the rules.
Not when
Mhm.
the other option is having your
The
face eaten
rules.
by a xenomorph.
Oh my god, you guys.
So,
Okay,
I wanna
Hiller.
start this game.
let's ask the important question: is Hiller being responsible, or is it going to 60 in 0 to 60? Just
Hiller, make a
Alright.
boat roll. I mean, piloting, sorry.
Plus, do not.
Let's boat this
I have a
boat.
really bad tendency to say
Oh my goodness!
make a X roll, and where an X could be random anything. I did once ask someone to roll their turtle.
Nautical things are happening.
Yeah.
Nautical things
The-
are
The
happening.
turtle was not happy to be rolled.
The
Pedal to
turtle
the
was fine
metal.
with it.
No, no, no!
That was a Wraith game where a character was
Oh,
playing
of
Erwin
course.
Stevens.
Yeah.
Definitely not Steve Irwin. Definitely didn't die. Wasn't
Oh,
a wraith
God.
with a permanent fetter to a turtle at all.
Oh god.
R.I.P.
But I
So,
will say
Okay.
though, the advantage of being in a trimaran is that it's very stable. It's almost impossible to
yeah,
capsize.
it's
Yeah.
outrageously stable, this thing,
Can
and
I
it
Why,
tip
has
it up
the-
on one kill?
Yeah.
dances
Goes
on
faster
the
that way.
waves at your behest, Hiller.
Yeah.
You can make this boat perform gymnastics, the likes of which its designers could only wish for.
How's Mallory doing?
Yeah. Hiller's do that thing he sticks
Don't ask.
against the wheel.
Remember that greenish color you were looking at yesterday?
Who is shall we say fortunate enough to be next to Mallory on the boat? Oh, thanks, Mallory. No. Mallory, look to the sea. Look to the seaside, not
Look
to
at
my
the
side.
horizon. You want to look at the horizon and
But
be
the horizon's
calm.
in
At
continuous
least go
movement.
over into the
I
sea.
know.
Nye, could you make an observation roll, please?
Oh,
You're
my
Always in the
goodness,
crow's
okay.
nest.
Yeah.
Climb
have
up
a
All right,
crow's
let's see how this
away,
goes.
covered
So
in
what do you
vomit.
find out in the queue?
Oh, okay, I got one.
Okay, yes. So the sea tastes much more metallic than Earthside seas or seas that you're more familiar with.
Okay, yeah.
You're expecting the salt, but it's got a metallic ting to it. Tang.
Okay, it could have
Walla walla
a
bing
ting.
bang.
Ting in a
It's
tang.
got a metallic tang to the water.
Yeah.
Hint of copper, almost blood-like to it.
Oh,
It's not made
Like
of blood.
no, I
But
was
you know
thinking
how
about
blood
like
has that
human
sort of
blood, like
metallic taste
irony
to it?
kind of.
Yeah.
Irony.
It's a faint metallic tang to the salt
Okay.
spray of the ocean.
That's
And the salt
interesting.
itself isn't as salty as you would expect, which would be borne out by what Fiona said yesterday about high potassium content, low sodium
Yes.
content.
Yes, yes.
So this
which
is definitely not an Earth sea.
yeah. For those at home, plants don't really do well with a shit ton of potassium. They kind of need it's phosphate or nitrate that they need.
You being all technical.
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you
Yeah.
get two science nerds in the same game.
Yeah.
So
I
sad.
Science
have a
nerds.
botany degree.
Sweet, three science
Three
nerds.
science nerds.
Come on, anybody else
one
want to chip in
science
with a
nerd.
science degree?
I have
here?
a science degree.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
Good old-
I have
Four.
a-
Wait a minute,
science
isn't it
degree as well.
archaeology?
I
Or
have
is-
3 arts degrees and 1 science degree.
Oh, overachiever.
I'm joking.
That's
I'm joking.
me.
It's awesome.
Computer
No,
science
I've
degree,
only got
that's at it.
So you sail out into the ocean and it's lovely. It's a really nice day. Your sun is shining. The water is splashing past the boat. The water is this sort of fairly uniform steely grey colour, but it's not the grey of sort of murky, stormy, unpleasant water. It's the grey of a sort of metallic almost metallic looking ocean as you jet across the surface of it, riding the waves. Mallory, it starts to smooth out after a little while. Once you start to see it as watery hills rather than waves, because it's not tossing you about like smaller waves would. The waves are so big, you skate up and down them. So it's more like driving in hill country than like being on the ocean. And once you're away from the sort of enclosed area around the landing pad, your nausea subsides a little bit. You start to feel a bit better. You could almost believe that you were on a corporate jolly.
Dr.
Well, a
Somber's
little
only
bit of,
had
booze?
4 bouts of vomit thrown onto him. Thank you.
Just like a corporate jolly. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
great. Everything's great. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I tasted the sea, because I had to try and wash some of it off.
I'm fine. This is fine.
That's good. Yes, I'm
Right,
glad
Mallory.
that.
So,
You got your
um,
rope there.
way,
You got your
not this
comfort
way.
rope. That's good.
Yeah, nice and tight around your
Just
stomach.
like hills. Just like hills. Just like hills.
you make it. As evening starts to fall, you can see this sort of ribbon on the horizon that looks artificial. And as the description was given to you, it looks almost like a train sat on the surface of the ocean. This sort of darker grey against the grey of the sea. And as you get closer and closer to it, you can see that it's almost a mile long, snaking
Fuck.
tube sitting on top of the water. There's something going on. The waves around it are less severe, almost as though there was some kind of active reef nearby. There's windows along large amounts of it that you can see reflecting the sunlight as you get closer. Some of them aren't reflecting as well as others. It dips slightly in the middle. Might be a product of the sea going up and down, might not. So if everybody would like to make an observation roll as we approach, let's see if you can spot anything out of the ordinary.
Is there anything that doesn't match the specs? Because Baz will have been looking.
Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, oh, just that.
Well, I guess I was more concerned with the hunters.
Oh, wow. Baz is not observant, it turns out.
Oh, Leon got 1. Or I should say Hiller.
No.
So, right, yes. Well, most of you don't notice anything. You're like, wow, that's much longer than I was expecting it
That's
to be.
quite large.
That's a big bit of machinery.
It looked smaller on the slate.
Hiller, you notice that it's riding a bit lower in the water than the design specs would have suggested to you. Dr. Somber notices that there's more to it than that. Not only is it riding too low in the water, some of the windows are broken. You can tell because they're not reflecting sunlight.
Shit.
So there's some broken glass in there and it's taking on water.
That was a
Certainly
bit
the
lower.
middle section looks to be almost half submerged
Oh, it's no.
and being held afloat by the 2 end sections.
Is it dark? You've got a funny colour.
Yeah, I'll relay the exact bit. I'll be like, yeah, that's fucked. Like, that's not acting like it should. That's sinking in the water.
So it is just a lot like a train that you put on an ocean world.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot. Yeah,
sinking.
it's a lot like a train that's just had a really horrific accident. That's not normal.
No.
Not gonna buff
Well, the design
that out.
specs out and it actually sounds really impressive. It's got
I-
this sort of gyroscopically stabilized internal tube that the tidal baffles rotate around.
Oh,
So the labs and everything that are inside it and the domiciles and quarters and
they will stay upright.
refectories and stuff all stay at a steady level while the sea moves the rest of the superstructure around it.
That is very clever. It does all rely on ball bearings, and that can go wrong. You get a planet with the wrong magnetic field. Oh, that can go all kinds of strange places. All right then.
So Hiller, you pull up to a little dock There's at one end of the tube, the sort of tidal colony, there is a dock, and on the dock there is some rope dangling into the water.
Have I got a horn on the ship at all?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna play the horn like.
It only plays. Yeah, but it only plays an ice cream jingle for some reason.
Green sleeve.
There appears to be no answer from that, and there's also static on radio.
Okay.
I have a very sinking pit
Baz.
feeling about this.
All right, I'll go leap
Can
you
across and
go get that
tie us
rope?
up. Yeah, all right.
Leap
Someone,
across.
someone
I'll,
opened the wrong hatch and found everyone.
So Baz, you're going to jump
Mystery
across.
solved.
That'll be fun. I can't
They
wait
have
to see that.
assists. Yeah, they do in Alien. So can I
They do.
Yeah.
try and pile up carefully to do an assist for
Baz,
Baz?
is this the smartest thing you could be doing? Maybe we should.
So it's a
just
mobility
get a bit
roll for
closer.
Baz.
Okay. Okay.
Here,
yep,
you
never
can take my rope. Take my rope, please.
With
be
a
safe.
+1 dice from Hilla piloting
But you-
carefully.
All right, I will take the rope. If Valerie's
you've-
offering me the rope, I'll take the
no,
rope.
no, we're not moving over massive hills of waves. You can take the rope.
Okay.
Mallory has it still tied to herself though, so when Baz jumps, Mal's like, ah!
Still taking it. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. That's weird.
Oh,
So that
that
gives
is
me-
very strange.
Stress for assisting.
It doesn't cost you stress
No,
for
okay,
assisting,
cool.
no.
I'll try that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, did you put a plus in? Don't put plus, just put 1.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
No pluses and no
Oh,
successes.
No successes. Okay. Do you wish to push it or do you wish to fall in the sea?
I've already got a
I think I'll-
re-roll.
Oh, yeah, it's
and
got
I
a
do have a
reroll.
re-roll. All right, let's use the re-roll because funny as it would be to die now.
Hey,
It would
don't
be
worry,
fun.
I would laugh a lot.
Hey!
And it-
Hey,
and
look
it-
at that.
Yeah, it turns out the
Nice,
water is
yeah.
highly corrosive.
So you leap nimbly across to the dock, and as you pull this rope up out of the sea, you can see that it's been hastily cut.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
That's odd.
No, no.
Why would you do that?
I
What's up,
agree.
Baz?
I'll get our boat lashed on, and then I'll have a kind of look at this and maybe a look out to sea. Go, I can't see nothing.
Yeah, the rope has been cut hastily, like somebody was trying to leave in a hurry and didn't have time to untie whatever was tying them on. You're standing on a dock, and the dock is staying fairly level with the ocean. There's some very clever gyroscopics going on here. There's a doorway at the top of some stairs, so the stairs aren't connected to the dock, so that the dock can rotate under them as it needs to. There's a short staircase that leads up to a doorway that goes into this sort of central nexus.
All right. I'm going to talk to Barrett,
Yeah.
as presumably if we're disembarking. I think we might have a problem
Yeah.
because the dock saw the broken windows, and that's not right. That shows something's gone a bit wrong, and might have just been an explosion. But this here rope, I'll show it to you. This here rope that's been cut. That's been someone leaving in a hurry, and that might suggest that there is a reason for them to be leaving in a hurry. So just thought you should know.
The door at the
you
top of
are
the stairs
Active
isn't
response
quite
person.
closed properly. You can see that there's a slight
It's all good.
opening to the door.
I have a
Well, I'll
question.
go check the opening.
Because I totally know how to play this game.
Go on, Nye, what's your question?
What's Comtech? Because I'm apparently
Comtech
really
is
good
any
at
kind
it.
of communications technology.
Communication technology.
Right.
It's, using radios, computers. that
Right.
kind of thing.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't know.
So,
what that
Tally,
meant.
you approach this door. And it looks like one of the reasons the door's not closing properly is because there is some horrendous corrosion that's happened around the locking mechanism. The whole internal locking mechanism, it's got one of those wheel locks so that you
Yeah,
can seal it shut. And
Yeah.
it looks like the bars that slide across from the wheel, one whole side of it has been corroded away. A big chunk of the interior door has been eaten away by something. There's
Okay,
some
not-
horrible
not
acid
corrosion.
damage that's happened
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Not
Could I-
corrosion. Okay.
Yeah, this is not natural corrosion. This isn't a little bit of rust. This is
Yeah.
somebody's slopped a gallon of monomolecular acid onto this door.
Mhm.
Could,
Right.
could I do like a diagnostics check to see what could have caused it? Like, is this metal that is quite resistant to the elements, or is this?
I'll-
Oh, sorry.
What's
No,
Tally going to do first?
Apologies, Tally.
rifle.
Sorry.
I'll just go fetch the rifle because at this
Fetch the
point that's
rifle.
the logical thing to do. 'Cause,
Okay, so while you're fetching the rifle,
when we know what
Nye,
happens, I can put it away.
Yeah.
you want
Well, I'm
to
just-
make. It'd probably be an observation roll again. To
Yeah.
be fair.
Well, I'm just gonna look because, like, you know, maybe there was a really bad chemical leak, and I want to know if it's a gas, or maybe somebody was trying to break in and they used acid to get through. You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Make
obviously,
an
you know.
observation roll.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah, this does look like a very, very topical and localized application of acid. So almost like somebody was trying to corrode.
There we go.
Oh, that's so cool.
And look at that trigger control.
Oh my
That's
God.
professionalism.
Yeah.
That's the
I will,
Swiss,
I
ladies
will
and
admit
gentlemen.
that the teenager in me
yeah.
was like, cool.
Bravo.
Also, let me just say, I love your top. Fucking
thank you.
Christ.
Oh, it's constellation.
The constellations
Yes.
is just
Oh, it glows in the dark.
What fucking
It's so good. It glows in the dark.
Okay,
yes.
well,
you got? Okay, we'll talk later.
jealous.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, now we'll get you
I
one.
love it. Yeah, Nye, we'll get you one as
It
soon
glows
as I get
in the
back.
dark. Yeah. It's so dark here in Scotland.
I also glows in the dark, but that's just because of how pale he is.
Yes, yes, actually.
See, it's always
the
like
iron
in the
brew we
United
drink.
States.
It's what you have to do in Scotland. You have to reflect.
All right, so
what little
Nye,
light
you're
there
investigating
is.
this acid,
Yes.
and it is very, very localized. It
Very
looks to
localized,
you
topical.
like it has been placed directly on the
Like a
lock.
beaker or like some kind of containment just went tsh on it.
Like somebody's shut some kind of container of acid in the door.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's
wow.
broken inside the door. Trying to close
Oh,
the door, they've shut
jeez.
it on something that's got acid in. Either that or somebody has tried to burn through the door lock from the
Yeah.
inside out using a very
Well,
powerful acid.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I will.
It all seems
relay
very
this to the
unlikely. I
group.
think we should just carry on inside.
Well, I mean, maybe what happened, if I was to hypothesize, the door maybe got jammed and they, in desperation to get out, since it's sinking, got some chemicals from one of the labs and just tried to apply it to the door.
Yeah, that works out.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
that's either that or somebody, and I'm kind of looking at Tally here, somebody tried to break in with acids.
From the inside.
And
I mean, that's
managed if the door is slightly open.
Well,
Correct.
you said it was kind of like in the
Clearly.
locking mechanism. So
yeah, the door
I don't
is
know,
not
maybe,
closing properly.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's been some sort of corporate sabotage at play here. We have to figure
well,
out what's going on.
Well, I
Okay, I
mean,
think
potentially, yeah.
things are-
We need to get the
Some
data
things
and we need to get out before it sinks. That's
And
what we need
get
to do.
anybody out who is alive, Baz, Uncle Baz.
There's not a lot of room on that trimaran. I mean,
Well,
we can-
Right. Exactly. No, you're making a good point,
No,
Baz.
there is
It's
not much
mostly
room
about the
on this
data here.
trimaran.
Okay,
and,
but
you know.
if it comes up, we'll save somebody. Okay.
Well, what I
If they
suggest
fit,
is
if
that
they
you-
fit.
If you really want to, what I suggest is you give up your space on the
No, Dr.
I
Somber
may
is not
do
giving up
that.
their space.
I may
No,
do that if
No.
necessary. Okay, but let's
No.
just get in, check things out. Okay.
don't
Okay, so at the
tempt
minute
me.
you're all
Nice of
stood
you.
around on the
Sure, it
dock.
won't be necessary. You're all just being negative Nancy's.
Well,
Hey,
somebody's
Green!
burnt
Being
a
negative
door
Nancy's
open with
out.
acids. They clearly have
Something-
nefarious intentions.
Maybe this
That's
is a
what I'm
conversation
thinking,
for
but I'm thinking, like,
inside.
It's quite wet out here. Can we go
LaSalle
inside,
National.
Yes,
please?
Let's go
yes.
down. Yes,
Can
yes.
can the
let's go
person
down.
with the gun go first, please, if
It
possible?
is also sinking. We should get on with it.
I don't know where we're going. I don't know
It's
what
a
we're looking
train.
for.
Well, it's not.
It-
It's not a huge. It's not like a tiny corridor, is it? There's enough for us.
Oh
to
no, it's
kind
a
of be in
massive corridor. It's
Oh yeah. So if you go in first, but we can just stand right next to you. If
It's
that
it's
helps.
bigger than a
Oh,
standard
alright.
train carriage would be. So
Oh,
this is like
yeah, definitely.
easily the size of sleeper cars. Have
Oh,
you
right,
seen
I've got
Have you seen
I've got a motion
Snowpiercer,
tracker.
Tally?
Sorry, say
Have you
again?
seen Snowpiercer?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the kind of
I mean,
size of carriages we're talking about.
Oh, that is not very long. That is not very wide.
No.
Not
not
super
very
wide,
wide.
but certainly wide enough to pass
Yeah,
down.
wide enough that, like, you know, like Dr.
Yeah.
Somber will stand next to you.
Yeah, and
or
you could fit a
Baz,
nightclub
or,
in there.
You know,
Tally, what's your character's
and
name
an
again?
aquarium.
A long nightclub.
Barrett.
Nicole Barrett.
Barrett, yes, sorry, I keep calling you by your actual name. I'm so stupid.
Oh,
sorry.
Wait,
Barrett.
whoa, sorry.
Yeah, I can
Barrett.
just change it there. Actually,
It's my own fault. I'll remember now.
I think Pat's frozen.
Or she could just be sitting very still.
I don't
Very
think Pat
still.
knows how to sit
No,
very
she's
still.
gone quiet, so she's definitely
Oh.
frozen.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, hands
it's
up.
some kind
Yeah.
of Pat's surrendering.
better
I don't
now?
know to
Yeah,
who.
oh, yeah,
you're back.
Okay, wonderful. Sorry, sometimes that happens.
okay.
Yeah, no. So I would turn to Barrick and say, why don't you go first? I'll follow right behind you, though.
are you sure? But like, again, I don't know where we're going. So
Yeah, but
I've got
we'll
a
be
map,
with
that's
you.
why I'm
It's
going
literally
back,
just.
I
I guess.
Okay,
But yeah,
I'll go in first. Dr. Somber will go in first, just so
There
that we
is
can get in
only
the
one
building.
way. It's forwards.
So you go in
So-
through the door, Dr.
Yes.
Somber, with,
And then the
with
acid
Barrett
drips on me and
immediately
kills me.
behind you.
But yeah,
I
I've
feel
I'll
like
be
I
getting
should
in
be
last.
immediately behind her because
got,
I have
I've
a
got the
map.
really cool motion sensor, which
Oh, of course, you've got the gun-mounted motion sensor, haven't you?
exactly. So if something's coming up, we'll know.
Yes.
Bit.
Oh, that would be annoying. It's like, wait, there's 5 individuals. Oh no, wait, that's us. That's us.
Oh.
Okay.
And
it's
yeah,
us
the first thing you
again.
do pick up
Yeah.
is yourselves. You
Yeah,
are
but-
very definitely here. Your motion sensor picks them up as you're walking along. You've got one signal in front of you, you've got one to the side, and then 2 more behind. The first thing you see as you enter this sort of dockside space, this is very much like the exit locks in Fallout. This is just a big entry room. There's gantries. There's the locking door mechanism. You've got a locked cupboard, or what should have been a locked cupboard, that's currently sort of flapping open. There's a gun rack inside, which is devoid of guns. There's a couple of belts on the floor that look like they were ammunition belts. There's chaos in this room, though. There's carnage. There's equipment strewn everywhere. There's some bent bits of metal. It looks like there was very likely a fight of some kind in here. There's even a few blast points where it looks like some kind of makeshift IED has been let off.
How many people? Apologies, it was a dozen at least.
Dozen people,
Was
yeah.
a dozen people. Does this look like? I know this is a very strange thing to say. Does this look like something that 12 people could do on their own? I.e., if they just decided to go full mosh pit and try to destroy this place, or does it
God,
look like
yeah.
lots of things tried to get in?
No. I mean, you could easily see that it's possible that a dozen people could have done this if they all went mad and stuff. I mean, they're scientists; they know how to make explodey things.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I was just thinking, maybe the ne'er-do-wells that were trying to. Okay, no, they wouldn't have come in. Yeah, so maybe they panicked. Like the thing's sinking, they try to run out.
Well, remember,
very
it's sinking in the
frantic.
middle. It's not sinking
Yeah.
all the way along.
Well, I, as a scientist, I know I don't want to be anything honest,
I know.
sinking anything.
So the 2 ends are keeping it afloat. It depends on
Yeah,
how
but
long
still.
that middle bit's been sinking. It could have been sinking for days.
Yeah, but they might have
Weeks.
freaked out. Voice in my head, they might have freaked out. Because remember, Ben's not a character at the moment.
No.
Dr.
All
Summer's
right.
just arguing furiously with himself.
With
Well,
himself.
they could have been trying to escape frantically. Well, I think that's
Doc,
unfair.
Doc,
Yes,
who are
sorry.
you talking
Mhm.
to?
Myself, I do it quite often. I'm just trying to get into the
I know.
heads of the people
know.
by getting
Okay.
outside mine.
Okay, well they've slightly exploded some things, and they might have
Yes.
melted the front door, and then they cut
Well,
a rope, and they maybe escaped on a boat, but then they haven't
it's
turned
entirely
up
possible
on the
that they
only island that there is, and they haven't made contact with any other station. That's
Well,
what
they
we
could get
know so
lost.
far.
Right.
Well, it's a big planet with no signposts, so that is quite likely.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we need to find out. We need to get the data. Obviously, we need to see if there's any stragglers. From what I can tell, clearly what has happened is there was some kind of panic that has led to the thing sinking, and they have tried to evacuate, clearly improperly, making small bombs. That's a normal thing.
Or maybe
and
that was the
Or
trying-
accident.
explosions. As
Oh,
with
very
me.
true.
maybe-
Yes, Hiller.
Maybe they were just trying to vandalize everything on the way out.
I think now is a great time for a corporate meeting.
I,
There's just the 5 of us.
Okay.
I turn to the group.
what's
So-
the-
Corporate
Mallory,
meeting,
go on
okay.
then.
We're
What's up,
family,
boss?
of course, right? And family
well,
does what's best
no.
for the family.
No,
Well,
we don't.
I
the
mean,
business
I'm
is like a
literally family
family.
with Baz, but
I mean,
okay.
yeah,
We're all
me and the
big,
dog.
abstractified family, in my opinion, at the
I
very
don't.
least.
I don't know what that word means.
Barrett picking up the rifle. Yeah, we're family. Chung,
Right,
chung.
right. And we all do what's best for the family. And what's best for the family is what's best for me because I'm the leader of the family. Which is to say, what's best for me is that we just get the data and leave, right?
I've
Like,
been
well,
saying
I
that
mean,
all
since
we
the
really need-
pontoon.
Yeah. And
all
Why
we
do we
really
need a
need-
talk?
I have a
Look,
horrible
is the
feeling that
data-
Barrett might have been a model back in '82.
I think something
Barrett?
bad has
I have a
happened
gun
here.
joke.
Yeah, no, it's a
Judging
type
by
of gun model.
Yeah.
later,
The
I think.
carnage.
Moving on.
Barrett 50 cal, isn't it?
I'm
Judging
pretty
by the
sure
carnage,
that
I would say
I'm
there's
Sorry,
pretty
what
sure that
carnage?
if
Something
the
not
if the
great
workers here had tried to sabotage their own station, the company would like to know, don't you think?
Well, and as
of
well, but
course.
put it another way, Mallory, right? Put it another way. All the scientists are roughly going to be like me. So, I mean, what do you think the worst I could do to you is? It's fine. Like, if they, you know,
Yeah,
Now I
it's
kind of
fine.
hope we
Yeah,
don't
good
find
point.
anyone here.
Good point.
Hiller just quietly like, oh, fucking don't want to find anyone.
I'm just
Right.
trying to remind you that we have certain priorities.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
but the data might be useless, so we might as well have a look around to see and get some actual physical data. Maybe we can
course,
find
of
evidence of what
course.
caused the sabotage. Anyway, right.
Yes, definitely.
So
think we need
as
to
you
do that,
move
please.
through this
Yes.
room is basically like an airlock cum warehouse
Oh, okay.
more
I
than anything
love it.
else. At the end of that room, now that you're inside it, you can hear this sort of fairly regular rolling click sound. And you can feel the ground moving ever so slightly, where the
Oh.
tidal baffles are sort of washing back and forth and back and forth. You can feel that you're inside a machine.
Mhm.
The next room, the door is marked sample collection. Normal door, properly sealed. That little square writing style that Weyland-Yutani likes so much. Sample collection.
Okay, yeah. I'll
Right
open
then.
it.
Do
Is
the
it
doors have a
locked?
port window? Is there a way
Yeah,
to
it's
see
a
into the
tiny
next
little
carriage?
port window.
Mhm.
You can see into the next carriage, and it looks like lots of containers of water is all you can
Yeah.
see from the outside.
Does it just open when we turn the wheel?
No,
not
this one
locked.
isn't a wheel lock. This is a keypad lock.
Okay. Oh.
Luckily,
ooh.
Mallory has the codes.
Oh, okay.
Of course
Well,
she does.
Yes, I'll let Mallory open it then.
Mallory, it's time to be useful.
I'm still at the back.
Yeah, no, I try to be useful, staying very close to Barrett, who has a gun.
So you punch in the
course.
door code, and there's a slight hiss as it opens. And you're in this very narrow glass tube or glass corridor that runs down the entire length of this carriage. I'm going to call them carriages because that's kind of the closest analogy to what they are. On either side of the glass, there appear to be storage racks, but these are scientific storage racks, so they're containers that are holding samples. Each one is accessible from the walkway that you're in, but not while the door is open here. You can see through the glass, which is opaque up to about waist level, and then transparent above that. You can see that there are containers of water in here. On the one side, you've got containers of water that have got algae in. You've got algae that's alive, you've got algae that's dead, some bioluminescent algae. There's different varieties of algae. To most of you, it's little glass tubes about, you know, the size of the face hugger things that they had in Aliens.
Always a good metric to use in an Aliens game.
Yeah.
You know
The
those
containers
things that
are
will kill
about that
you.
size,
Oh,
but
about
they've
that
just
size.
got algae in them.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I was
yes,
about to
Alden.
ask if they were exactly the same as those and if they had facehuggers.
Just algae.
Me-
Now, to
what-
Dr.
what I was
Somber,
thinking
you
about-
can make out that there's about half a dozen different varieties of algae.
Yes.
To everybody else, they might recognize that one of them's glowing and the others are ranging between sort of green
Fascinating.
and brown.
That one looks
Yeah,
like that
but the
cocktail we
glowing
had
ones-
last night.
I had some of the glowing ones into the drink from last night.
There's
Yeah, we
also
gotta
a
get
couple that
Mallory.
have got dead algae in.
Some
Oh,
of
it's
Mallory's
not good.
spew was glowing as well.
On the
Hey,
opposite
hey, I
side,
love that note.
however, is something
sorry.
considerably more interesting given what you were told back at the base.
It's a
So, Nye, make an observation roll. I mean, you're all going to be able to see
Okay.
it, but I want to see how much detail he gets.
Okay, this is where I fail.
That's where you
Yep,
want to
yep, this
fail.
is where I
And he
fail.
failed.
I am.
You got-
Yep.
Are you going to
You've
push
got
it?
a
Can you
reroll.
reroll though?
You've got-
Yeah,
reroll.
oh, I
Oh,
do
you've
have a
got a
reroll.
reroll.
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah,
use my
reroll.
reroll.
Yay, we've
I'll
broken
fail
him.
again.
He's using rerolls.
I
Oh
failed
my
it- I
god, you
failed
did
again,
fail
yep.
again.
You called
Yep,
it.
I just know when I'm gonna fail.
So many
I'll
dice.
push it. Yeah, why not? I'll
Okay,
take the stress.
push. Take
Shit.
Is there a button to
shit.
push it, or do I just re-roll it? How does that?
just
work?
re-roll it and then
Okay.
add a point of stress after you do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll re-roll it first, and then I'll add the stress.
Yeah.
I'll fail again. Oh no, I did get one.
Yay!
Right,
Yay.
and I've put the stress on now, so I'm at 1.
Yes.
No, no, you gotta wait.
No, you get the stress
you
for.
do a re-roll after you add the stress. So roll yourself another.
Oh,
D6.
right. Okay, so you had the stress before the re-roll. My bad. Well,
No,
let's
no,
go
no.
with that success then, and we'll see
Yeah.
what you see. So the first thing
Okay.
that you notice is that some of these containers are larger.
Yes.
There is a trough-sized container that is probably about 2 meters long, and inside that trough container there is what looks to be a segmented tentacle.
Does
I
it appear?
told you there was sea squid.
What, from my understanding of biology, does this appear to be a piece of an organism, or is this the organism itself?
This looks to be a piece of an organism because there is a cut at one end,
right. Okay. Yeah.
sort of a ragged end, a stump which has got this sort of greenish yellow hue to it.
Mhm.
And this tentacle that sat in this trough is made of this sort of weird sort of bioorganic exoskeletal material
Ah.
wrapped around some kind of cephalopodic tissue. So it looks almost like an octopus's tentacle, partly armored. And it
How-
ends in this fairly wicked hooked barb.
Fascinating. Have I seen any organism? Obviously, like gene splicing and stuff is a thing that Weyland-Yutani is in for. So does this look like their handiwork? Something that they would do?
This is pretty advanced stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
If it's bioengineered, it's very, very advanced. If
Mhm.
it's natural, who knows?
Yeah.
This looks very much like an armored octopus tentacle.
Can I have it?
Fascinating.
Because I'm pretty
Well-
sure that would make a wicked knife.
Resist
This is
the urge
definitely
to
bigger
say-
than 2 cells.
Yes, interesting. Well, I mean, in the olden days when they discovered new places where animals had never seen human life, the animals were typically quite docile. So whatever the owner of this is, maybe is quite peaceful if it's native, and if it's
Right.
bioengineered, then they are the best bioengineer this side of the cosmos, because this is stellar work. I actually can't really make out who could have made this. Like even
In
other
some containers on
companies.
either side of this big trough with the
Mhm.
tentacle in, you can see some other sections. It's difficult to make out exactly what sections they are of.
Yeah.
And there's something that looks like a tube worm
Oh,
in one of them.
okay.
But it's a tube worm that's either been hacked off of something underwater, and kept in this container.
Huh.
And then in the last container that's in here, it's cloudy and opaque. You can't quite see what's inside from where you are.
I banged the glass at the
I have
cloudy
a-
one.
Yeah, I have a biology question, but I don't know if it's unfair because it's a Nye question.
Your
Do
your
these-
scientist is better than
Yes.
you.
Do these organisms? Okay, I'll just ask this now. Do these organisms look like they have come from the deep? Like, because obviously, if you don't know, apologies to non-scientists, animals that live deep under the ocean actually can't survive without the intense pressure. So if they're not brought up carefully, they actually basically explode.
Explode,
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't
So-
look like they're not exploding. The trough is not under pressure.
Yeah.
It's not pressurized. So whatever is in there can survive at standard pressures.
Yes. Okay.
You're not sure about this dark one, but then Hiller goes over and bangs on the glass.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Does
And
it
this one-
react?
And when Hiller bangs on the glass, this little tube thing smacks up against the glass and sort of slides
wow.
over it, like a little suction mouth thing attaching to the inside of the glass and sort of squealing around near where you hit it.
Something's alive in there.
I said it was
I-
sea squid, didn't I?
I thought
Found a
there was
survivor.
nothing alive here.
Amazing. Okay, so this appears to be some kind of. Well, maybe there is native life here, and I wouldn't really put it past Yutani to cover it up. I mean, it
we would
seems-
never.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems to react to motion. I mean, Hiller's expert banging on the glass clearly got
Or
it to
pressure
react.
Differentials.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it
different
sensed it. I mean, I'm shocked it's alive. It looks like it's been cut to
Likewise.
pieces. Then again, if it's a type of tube worm.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anything like this, and it would
Nor
seem
have
that the
I.
geology or that the biology of the creatures on this planet does not seem to have such an advanced sort of specimen.
No, not
boast.
at all. Which makes me wonder what the other labs have.
Indeed, how
Regardless,
strange.
Yeah.
Out of character. Do I know? Is this ringing any bells?
No,
Gio?
nothing. No, there
Nothing.
is nothing in your regular brief or your secret brief
Nothing.
In-
Nothing.
about this.
Okay,
in my
okay,
secret
alright,
brief,
Cool.
would I have an inkling suspicion what they could be doing? If I think if I'm thinking it's bioengineering, because I think that's still plausible at this point. Could be something they've made.
I mean, yeah. This is high-end bioengineering, if
yeah.
it is.
So, yeah.
If someone has done this,
He wouldn't
to
be
be
keeping it
fair,
secret. Yeah.
that person that you know did have a background in genetics.
Oh, okay. Right, got it. Shit. Okay, that's. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. That's fine. We should probably go checking. Hiller, just a piece of advice, just to be on the safe side, don't antagonize whatever's in there. So don't keep bashing on, just in case it's fragile and you accidentally scare the shit out of it and it dies.
I
'cause
never
that might be-
antagonize anything.
I'm sure you're not.
Right.
You have a very good
I can't wait for
bedside
Hiller
manner.
to turn around and say, "I can hug faces better than you."
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But,
Things
you know
that
who
are
I-
alive on this station are
And,
probably alive because they're sanctioned by Weyland-Yutani
Yes,
to be
exactly.
so.
And if this is bioengineered or this is natural, we don't want to kill it. So let's just leave it be and we'll continue on our investigation.
I think the
Wraps,
doctor-
wraps arm around your shoulder.
I've
Okay,
got to
Mallory,
pretend like
so
it's not evil
the-
yet, right?
Yeah,
The computer
doctor's
core-
basically saying it's expensive, so don't break it.
Yes, basically. Regardless of what it is.
Mallory, the computer core is located in the submerged section.
We answered a question I hadn't even asked yet.
I'm
that good.
I've got the specs
My
and
God.
looking at that, going, "Oh, that's
Yes.
not."
Baz,
I have
Is
the
there-
specs. I'll let you look if you want.
is there
Briefly.
any feasible way that we can get the station to raise enough so that we don't have to swim down there?
I don't know.
Oh,
Let me have a look at the
shit.
specs.
No
I'm not
problem.
You're the
look at the
Brainiac. You're the one who knows things.
I'm
so
not.
Usually,
I know the I know the theoretical, technical ways to do it, but I don't actually know the nuts and bolts of how to do it. If that makes sense, I'm all
That's
I-
a
I
bunch
Voice
know
of
how
in
much it
float.
my
costs.
head. What do I think?
That's bad.
You think that it would be very difficult to completely refloat it, but it's not actually submerged. None of the carriages are submerged. They may be partially submerged, but you're not looking at anything much more than waist or chest deep.
Yeah, I think we'll be all
In
right.
worst
I
case
mean,
scenario.
we need a
And-
total refit to get this thing back to how it
Okay,
was
that's
when it
fair
came
enough.
off the factory. But I
And-
think we can get the mission
Sorry.
done.
Yeah, I mean, a floating crane would do the job. You could get a floating
Yeah.
crane in and you could hoist it, but
Yeah,
for
but
that you'd need a floating crane.
Yeah, we
And-
don't have one of them.
Just
Is
general.
everyone here afraid of getting wet? Or
No,
teach
no,
you.
I was actually more concerned. General question, like Weyland-Yutani shit, I imagine is like really, it's like a Tonka truck. Like the computer is going to be fine even if it has been submerged. Would you say? Yeah. They make
It's
these
built
things
to either be indestructible or something that can be so destructible that you pull it out and repair it. So computers tend to be indestructible for their data storage.
but
everything
the
else
monitors and
about
stuff.
them-
Yeah.
I mean, the computer core is going to be black box type material,
Right. Okay.
but
That's
the
fine then.
computers themselves would be, oh, it broke, chuck it in the sea, put a new one
Exactly.
in.
Yeah. Okay. I follow. Yes. Okay. I was just checking. That's what I was more concerned about. Was it's like if all the electronic shit is broken and it's like, fuck, we've now got to like redredge the system. Okay.
It's just standard protocol.
No, I know. I don't want us to come all the way out here, see all this shit, and then be like, right, let's get back on the boat. The data's lost.
No, it'll
It
be
is
fine.
never
It'll be
lost.
hardened.
So long as you're
Okay,
brave.
that's fine. Right, we should probably get moving. Hopefully,
Yes, been saying that for a
Okay.
while now.
So
apologies, Baz.
the next carriage as you walk through is a lab.
Oh, okay.
But it's not the kind of standard clean room lab that you might be used to. This is a marine biology lab, so there's access ports in the floor for going underwater. There's a way through the tidal baffles so that you could drop down the inside of a tidal baffle and go underwater. So there's these big sort of bay doors in the bottom, which are currently open, wide
Oh.
open. And there's water sort of swishing backwards and forwards inside. You can see the tidal baffle down below, which is just this enormous metal paddle stretching down into the water, into the dark. There are samples of water all around this room in containers ranging from massive, great boiler-sized containers to tiny little Eppendorf tube containers of salt water in various states of experimentation. You've got all of the scientific kit you could possibly ever imagine for analyzing water. So you've got and now all the names of all of the experimental kit that I know have just escaped my memory. Spectrographs, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, spectrograph.
Then
Spectrograph.
spectrographs and X-ray crystallographers and chromatography sets and a coloring
all the
book
good stuff.
and
Are there
you
any,
name it, it's in there.
are there any like
Okay.
diving suits or
There
Yeah,
is
robots that
actually
go under?
there's 4 different kinds of diving suit in here. There's a sort of standard shorts and a vest with an aqualung diving suit for low level diving. There's a full wetsuit for cold weather night diving. There's a shielded wetsuit for exposure diving, and there is hanging from a gantry in one corner of the room.
Oh, is it chainmail?
It's better than chainmail. It's a modified cargo loader
Oh,
plated with pressure paneling.
We're all fighting to get on it.
Oh, I'm having
I
that
like
beauty.
that.
But Barrett
That
has
is
the
a nice
gun, so
toy.
Barrett gets it.
It's kind of just sort of swinging there gently in the corner.
That's very nice toy.
Question,
like
because I've just noticed that freezing is a condition in this game.
Everything's
how,
a condition in this game.
I
It's
know.
horrible.
How temperate is the water? Is it
The
like
water is
if
actually
you-
very temperate. It's temperate to
Okay.
tropical. So
Oh,
it's sort
wow,
of
okay.
Mediterranean.
Just to check, sorry, Dr. Son, did you just go and put your arm in the water?
We were riding in, and we were getting hit by the sea spray. And I'm also imagining, yeah, I probably would check a little bit.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Lupin Shiro, that wins
he's
the
already
internet for
tasted
today.
the water. He can
what
touch
did
the water
Lupin
as
Shiro
well.
say?
Oh my god, I got
Get away from her.
Lupin
you
Shiro
fish.
wins the internet for today. Get away from her, you fish.
Yeah, actually, this is the double fake out where
Bravo.
Ben has given us giant mutant fish, and there are no like xenomorphs.
There's actually
Oh,
no
God.
aliens.
Yeah. New saddest xenomorph. It's xenomorph goldfish. It's just like, yeah,
That's the reason it's only 4 sessions long, because I figured when you get to session 4 and find out you were actually fighting fish the whole time, you'll be so pissed off everyone will just quit.
yeah.
That's a
So-
great way to make sure that it doesn't become more than 4 games.
Yeah, we're gonna blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
yeah.
Get away from her, you
I've-
fish.
Have you ever tried to like be killed by a goldfish? It's very difficult. They're very tiny little things. that
Oh
just
no,
walk
it's
about.
attacking me. Oh no.
Actually,
Oh,
I think
it's
you
got-
saw they're like,
Siamese fish.
oh, it's biting, pull it off.
Yeah, that's just Mallory slapping you with it, though.
So you're in this
Yeah.
marine biology lab.
Yes.
Floor is open.
I am going to shut that just because I've seen that some of them are, filling with water. Let's just close it.
That does
Not
seem
like
like
lock
a
it,
good
just
idea.
just push it and just.
Yeah, the bay door just sort of swings shut.
Should you
Yeah.
close that? What if
Yeah, it
one
makes
of the
sense.
survivors is down there?
Well, then
I
they're
say survivors,
probably
one of the
dead.
scientists.
Well,
Equally, though,
But
standard
yeah,
operating
3
procedure in
weeks.
a lab would be to not leave it open, even if someone
Yeah.
is down there, and
Yeah.
to wait for their signal.
Yeah. This is definitely in disrepair.
that's fine.
Fix it.
Also, there's paperwork on the floor.
Yeah, I
Looks
was
like
gonna
something's
say,
run through here and knocked stuff over.
Paperwork
I
on the floor.
I don't want to take too long on this. Can I do like a quick
Oh, no,
observation
it's
just
Mallory's
to see if
kryptonite.
any of this, like, just quickly? I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah,
Try.
absolutely.
I'm just. If I fail, I won't push it. I just want to see if there's any. Okay, like if I pick up some of the papers or look around, is there anything of note? I got a 1.
Yes.
I'm
You
totally pulling up
find a
papers.
sheet of paper, which is hastily scrawled in quite
Mhm.
messy handwriting. And it's actually handwritten for a start,
Oh
which is
wow!
unusual.
Yeah.
And it's a chemical analysis of a kind of monomolecular acid, which the calculations are clearly wrong on, because if the acid were as strong as this shows it is,
Yeah.
you're looking at something that could only be made in industrial levels. And they're talking about it being a biological sample.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, they clearly had some algae pops. That's probably what happened. They probably
That's
tried
probably
whatever.
That's probably why it's on paper too.
Well, no, yeah, seriously, like this is really scrawled. Jeez, I mean, this is like a Mad Lib.
It is a bit mad.
are you
This
looking
is
at?
crazy scientist who
Oh, I'll
sticks their
show you.
notes to the wall with bits
Yeah.
of string level.
Here you go, Mallory. This is insanity. Basically, what they're saying is they're basically talking about like hydrochloric acid times 1,000,000 in a living organism. Like that's
Wow,
it's complete.
That would be.
Yeah, no, it's insane. Like
Wow.
I actually
Highly
don't
weaponized.
understand. It has to be like, I mean, unless they got really drunk and they are doing bioengineering and they
Oh,
think it's
chatter on
possible.
form today.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
this
I
show
just saw
called
that.
Finding Xeno?
Yes,
Ah, yeah.
Definitely.
very much. Yes.
You guys.
Yes, we have the best chat. Okay, that's
Okay.
yeah, that's fair.
That's definitely.
So that's
false.
marine biology.
Yeah,
I grabbed
You are
the paper.
clearly
Okay.
in the lab wing here.
I'm starting to get a picture of what's going on here, but that's yeah,
Yeah,
somebody-
here,
somebody
here.
You
just-
are.
Everything
Give me
is
that.
fine.
That false data. I'll just put it in my Chrome briefcase real quick.
yeah, no, seriously, yeah. It's complete nonsense.
It's nonsense. It's gobbledygook.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a kind of whirring noise as it goes in the briefcase?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mallory, I'll hold that briefly. No, I mean, no, it's okay. It's quite heavy. I'll carry it for you.
No,
Quite heavy,
you-
and
you-
it gets quite hot.
Yeah.
We don't talk about what's in my briefcase.
So moving along the marine biology lab, there is another door at the other end.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
again, just.
Open.
We go.
Oh wait, no,
Open.
Mallory. 'cause
Look
it's
through
a
the window
number
first.
pad, yeah.
Ah, see, look through the window first. Hilla looks through the little window first. This room's way boring. In there's
They've
like
all been boring.
microscopes
Right.
and little pots of chemicals. Although the most interesting thing in this room is that some of the pots of chemicals look like they've fallen over.
Hill and Barrett are like those two children that have been taken by like their dad or something to a museum, and they're
You're
like,
going to the Natural
"Oh
History
my
Museum and you're
God.
going to look at rocks.
Oh,
No, I think this is more of an
so
art museum.
boring,
Let's
though.
stand in front and
Oh.
appreciate the brushstrokes.
Oh, I wish you guys just find the data so we can just get out of here.
Hello,
Dad, you
my
said
name
we
is
were-
Dad.
We said we were going to McDonald's. Yes, we will. Once we have seen the model train set.
We will
Okay.
go to McDonald's later.
Apologies, any dads watching who have those hobbies.
Train sets.
No apologies.
So
I'm not ashamed.
No, okay, fair
The
enough.
genetics lab
Oh, yeah, it's not just
that you
dads,
walk
anyway.
into has got samples of the algae in as well. But it looks like there's been some kind of fight that's happened in here as well.
And boozing and
Definite
cruising.
signs of a scuffle. Some stools have been knocked over. Chemical bottles on this side. A few microscopes have been knocked off their desks, and those are expensive.
Exactly.
You're looking at 300, 400, 500 credits each for some of those, and that's just the cheap ones.
Yeah.
I will be sure to build.
There is an electron
microscope
microscope set up in one little alcove of the room.
Okay, wow. A lot of money they've got here.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of money sunk into this place, which is odd.
They've got
Actually,
all the
thinking
top
about it,
boys.
no, Dr. Somber would realize that Weyland-Yutani doesn't sink this kind of money into people doing
Yeah.
oceanography research.
Yeah. Mallory's like got a small pistol ready. Oh, this is strange. Oh, maybe it's not.
We pretend we do not see.
Is any of that in your briefing, Larry?
What? No.
Is any of that in your briefing? No.
I mean, for all we know, this is just standard Weyland-Yutani bullshit where it's like they put too much money on one facility and then all the rest they had to like give
Yeah.
a pittance because they'd blown all the budget on one of the stations.
This
Make
looks
an
all
observation
standard to
roll,
me.
please, everybody.
Oh God, here we go.
There we go.
Does it pertain to the thing that I have a bonus in?
There appears to be a large xenomorph right behind you.
Well, fuck me bloody.
Oh yeah, I have
Probably
stress. That's
will.
what bloody die
No,
is right there.
No, I do.
I
It
don't know
makes
what
you feel alive.
Okay, so Nye notices and
Oh, I do,
Caleb,
okay.
sorry, Dr. Somber
Wow.
notices and Caleb notices. There is, oh, and Barrett notices as well. There is some kind of growth. Oh, look at that.
Ah,
Boom.
there we go.
There is some
Mallory
kind
definitely
of growth
notices.
on one of the microscope desks. It
Huh.
looks like
Algae.
not algae, no, more like
Oh, God.
barnacles, but like pretty serious barnacles. And there's a sort of sticky residue on it as well. Obviously, one of you touches it because it's alien.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this sort of sticky goo comes away on your fingers. This stuff looks like a sort of organic material, but is almost as hard as metal. And it's sort of caked around one of the microscope stages and spilling off onto the desk.
What the fuck have they been doing down here?
What have you been touching?
Really, something
It's as a
monetizable.
scientist, you touch. You learn that in the field. You just touch a lot of things.
What are
Ah,
you prodding
yeah.
now? What's going on?
I don't know what this goo is, but Jesus Christ.
Is there any data pertaining to the goo? I would definitely like sift through notes and stuff. Like I'm looking through, like I see that, right? And I'm like, ooh, interesting. And then I see Nye touch it and I'm like, even more interesting. And then I start looking through folders and stuff.
Yes, well, with your observation roll, yes, you are able to find some information. They believe this to be some, from when they were researching it, they thought it was some kind of barnacle-based growth that they'd found on the ocean
Which would be
floor.
incredible.
but
Oh,
it's
cool.
fantastically durable. So this is like a barnacle-like growth that appears to be depositing metallic particles in amongst the biological calcite deposits, which would make for a fantastically durable but incredibly lightweight material.
I love the fact that
Tally's just
Barrett is
surrounded by
yeah,
props.
Tilly's just
Yeah.
pulling out
Yeah.
prop weapons from every
Wait,
direction.
wait,
I
wait,
love
wait,
it.
Tally,
It's
Tally.
fantastic.
The
Tally.
dagger's
Where's
just
my-
there because I just
Don't do it,
ever
Pat. You don't
have
want to get
the
Tally started on
mood.
swords.
Oh, but wait, no,
I
no, no,
mean-
no, no, my swords are in here. Tally, we're doing this
How
now.
impressive would it be to have a sword fight from
Uh,
America to Switzerland?
That would be
we're
quite
about to.
impressive.
Yes.
But I fear for you, Pat, because Tally does
I
hammer.
got her started.
Oh, really?
Yes!
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what
I
we're
think it's
about to be
on
shown.
now.
What are we getting?
I
What are we
feel that
getting?
there may be a Zweihander in this future.
Oh, my lord.
I hope so.
What? Yeah, so I guess that's what Dr. Somber's doing, just kind of standing around. Oh, here we go. Oh,
shit.
my
Many,
god.
Shit, yes.
many swords.
Yeah.
Oh, and an axe.
Why is Lewis not here? We could have a whole lots of people.
And an axe as well, just to add
Uh,
insult to injury.
Yes!
If you want to fight, but I've got 15 years with them.
I love the idea of it's like I'm sorry, you brought a sword to an armory fight.
I'm
Oh, I see you brought a LARP weapon to an actual sword fight.
An armory fight. Wait till I go to my basement, though.
How? I mean, I guess
dragging-
it's just being in this community, but I love the fact that I now know 3 people that have weapons.
So, Pat, you say
Well, I've got
basement, you
more
mean
than just a
dungeon.
sword weapon. Yes, I mean dungeon, exactly. That's where
Yeah.
I keep all my
Yeah.
samurai armor and swords.
Oh, samurai
I don't bring
armor and
them out
swords.
much
Sorry,
'cause
I
they
thought
don't
you kept your
pertain to many
samurai
art.
in the dungeon. I was like,
No,
whoa.
just their arms.
Yeah, I
is what
would
she was
like
trying
that
not
too.
to say.
Look, I as a professional dom, I do not speak of my clients.
I also like. Oh god. Okay.
Moving
I
swiftly
can't follow,
back to the
baby,
world
that's
of
just so
horrible
funny.
alien mutilation.
To make a living.
Yes, right.
So I'm just. It's by the way, I can get this stuff off my hands.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like
just
it's not like
wipe off. It's
yeah, it's not like
You wipe it
toffee,
on
but-
Baz.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, Baz.
it's
probably
sticky
doesn't even
goo that
notice.
hardens over time.
Yeah.
So according to the notes, Mallory, it looks like this is some kind of polarized silicon deposit that's metallic like in strength, but really durable and lightweight.
That's
But
nice.
it looks like
We should
they
get
Notes and I
they
put 'em in
found
samples.
something down under the water that they think could have been very valuable in terms of strength
mean,
and durability.
If these are barnacle-like creatures, barnacles make pretty strong adhesives to stick to their surfaces. I guess this is just
Exactly.
stronger, stickier equivalent. Ugh.
It's just goo, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, most living things make some kind of goo. You know,
I
It's
know
just
I do.
nature. Yes, I'm quite viscerally aware of the goo that comes out of your body. And I'm gonna stop because that's
The next
disgusting.
room, the next
Yeah.
carriage along
Just normal things.
is a medical
Not was what I was referring to,
station.
but whatever.
It looks like a first aid station, but looking through the window, Hiller, I'm assuming that Hiller's looking through the window of everything now because he keeps doing it. It looks like they've bodged together some kind of emergency panic station thing.
Oh,
You can see what looks like a cryo sleep pod, which you don't use planet side, hooked up inside this first aid station by the labs. Now, this first aid station is probably central to labs, so there's probably more labs on the other side. But there is definitely a first aid station next door, and you can see that there is a cryo pod inside.
Is it open or closed?
It's closed.
There's a
Wow.
cryopod in there.
What?
what?
Is it on?
Don't know.
I
Can't
think I
tell from
burst
Is
here.
there someone
forward
in
at this
it?
point.
I don't know. I
I
can't.
take a look inside.
All right,
So you open the door and you walk in,
Yeah.
and the cryopod is on. There is a person inside.
What?
What's their name?
There is a man
Oh.
inside the cryopod. Looks like he wasn't happy about going in there. I mean, it's not
Okay.
like
Oh, he's like,
Han Solo in
He's
carbonite,
like that.
unhappy.
He's like that frozen.
But it looks like he's gone to his rest with a troubled expression. So yes, there's a guy inside this cryopod.
Can we see
There's a
the
post-it note
vitals?
stuck on the front of it
Okay.
that says, "Do not open till hospital."
Well, we
Or-
have no hospital,
Ah.
so
Yeah, we're definitely not hospital staff.
okay.
No, don't do medical.
Okay. Oh God, what the fuck were they?
And this first aid station has been tipped upside down. So it looks like there's bandages rolled on the floor. There's pots of medicine just lying around everywhere. There's even some used syringes that haven't been disposed of properly in a sharps container.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Oh, that
I
is
mean,
messy.
he's safe,
Oh.
so I guess we'll just report in when we get back and they can.
Oh,
send
yeah.
We've had a
Okay,
accident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had a
we are missing
pat.
Oh no!
Come back to us, Pat.
I'm still here. Sorry.
Yay!
Yay.
You're
Mm.
okay.
Oh, it's okay. You're
Uh,
still showing up as you. on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
screen.
yeah. It's
He's,
just okay. That's fine.
Well, we may as well just report that he
Yeah,
needs
no, I
a
agree.
hospital
I'm
evac when we
just-
get back.
I'm worried what they've been doing here because if this is like maybe this is just some Moreau shit where it's like just mix everything in a pot and see what you get. For all we know, he's got like some kind of super virus in him or some horrible thing.
Now,
And
Pat,
we're
What
going
reason
to
to not
your-
wake him up?
I'm not
According
waking him
to your
up. That's
personnel
fine.
files, this is Dr. Heinrichs, who is a soil researcher.
On a water planet,
so
that seems
expendable.
daft.
So very expendable. Only
What's he
in
doing here? Did he get lost?
Yeah, I mean, scientists. Weyland-Yutani just like is if you have a degree in any science, you are officially the ship's scientist, even if you don't actually know what science you're doing.
Oh, so you're saying he
yes.
offended
That's
somebody?
rude. First
Sorry,
off.
Pat, I don't know if you caught that. This is Dr. Heinrichs, who's a soil scientist, according to your
Oh,
personnel
I
dossier.
caught it all. Yeah, I've been staying here.
Okay, cool.
And we're debating
Very
why there was a soil scientist on a water world.
Roger says, I'll give a reroll to whoever opens it.
No, no, no. Well, we
I'm
even
I am-
tempted.
I am really tempted as well. I
well, we
gotta
can
say.
open it if you want. I just like both Somber and Nice going with what we know and the people we are. We probably wouldn't give a shit. As you said, that's an extra seat on the boat that's not for free. So
This is,
Yeah.
He
however,
just said he
Yeah,
might
no.
have a super virus. We're
a
not going to
person
open
that
it.
might
Well, I'm
know
also of the
things.
opinion that fuck that. Don't open it.
who
No,
else
I don't
might know
think so
things?
either. I mean, yeah, we could take him on, but yeah, if he's got a virus, the problem with viruses is we can't shoot them. So
Well, that and also it's a cryopod, so like he's gonna
Super.
stay fresh
you
for
know,
ages.
that's the problem.
No, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Like we should just call the hospital, whether that it
Yeah.
is.
Right.
can-
Corporate
try to
corporate
figure out-
meeting time.
Oh
Okay.
no, really?
Oh.
You don't have to say that. You could
So
just say,
so we're,
"Hey,
we're all family, right? Like
Oh,
so.
Jesus. Okay,
First
yeah.
off,
No,
as
Mallory,
functional
Mallory.
members of an excellent family that is super functional
Oh.
and everything's totally
My
fine. And
finger is
we don't-
hovering
we don't
over the
wanna, like-
button. It's like I could just wake him
we
up.
don't want to accidentally get some sort of virus that came from
Yeah,
the bottom of
no,
the sea. Do
let's
we?
leave this
Let's like
closed.
leave this to higher paid professionals. We're all
Mallory, I'm now
all
concerned
paid
because
right.
we've all agreed we're not opening it, but now you're making sure we don't open it, which makes me want to open it now.
no.
Ah, the
To be
real reason you
sure.
send a corporate agent along. Make them
To
do
be
the
sure.
things.
It's
We want
it-
the information, not the people. The people
it's
are,
oh sorry.
Replaceable.
No, I agree. I'm now just
replaceable.
imagining like
No, but-
a Weyland-Yutani, like here at Weyland-Yutani, we do not allow people to become incubators for xenomorph babies. Wait, now that you've said that, I wasn't thinking that, but now I think you do that, and you're trying to cover up. No, we do not. No, we have never corrupted the androids
this-
to betray
Let
their
this one.
spaceships.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why did you even bring that up? That's not even a
No,
thing
I-
we do.
Just
I'm in-
crazy talk.
We're in
Why
complete
would
agreement. You
you?
don't have to. It for
Okay,
once,
here's the
Mallory,
thing,
the pair of
though.
us
We
agree.
can leave him like this,
Yeah.
If we need to
Yes.
wake him up later because we
Exactly.
are out of options, then we can wake him up then.
Oh, and Baz, like
Exactly.
this like the fuel batteries, whatever in this place will probably last a while, won't they? So
Yeah.
he'll be fine. He's not going to
Oh,
go
yeah.
The woman with the gun is
He's not going
making an
anywhere. We
excellent
can
Yeah,
just
point.
exactly.
continue on. We can try to figure it out on our own.
I love the way you
and if we don't
emphasize
manage
that,
to,
Pat.
then we wake him up.
Mallory, sorry. The
So the
person with
Twitch
the
chat
gun,
is-
the woman with the gun has spoken. And
Yes.
we must listen.
Exactly.
They have the gun.
Exactly. She's got the gun.
Exactly. No, 100%. And okay.
So are there any other post-it notes around the place that go ... furthermore?
There's another post-it that contradicts it saying you must open this once you find it. So we're sitting there going, oh, who's correct? Oh no.
No,
Which
but
post-it
if
did
you
we
look
find
around,
first?
Mhm.
if anybody wants to look around, they
Yeah,
can and
Hilda's
see
gonna
what
look
else
around.
they can
Go for
find.
it.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
curious about the signs of struggle in this room.
Okay,
'Cause you
so
mentioned there
that's an
was a commotion.
observation roll to check
I
the
love
signs of a struggle.
I
If
love it
anybody wants to
Barrett's
look for
like, "Oh,
anything
that's
more
Krav
sciencey, that's also an
Maga.
observation roll.
Interesting.
So Barrett notices that whatever went on in here happened after this guy was
Oh.
put in cryo. So
Oh,
after this guy was
interesting.
frozen, there's been some kind of scuffle. There's blood on the floor that you find as well, but it's not near to the cryopod. So it looks like someone has been pulled through here who was bleeding, because as you follow the blood, it leads to the next door through, which
does it
alleges
Okay,
to be
that's a-
hydroponics.
Does it look like
That's-
someone
that's
squatted
weird.
down and another person pushed the guy over the squatted down person into the cryopod?
No, it looks like somebody's dragged the bleeding person through here,
Yes.
tried to
okay.
patch them up as best they could, which they must have done because there's no blood further on. So some first aid
Okay.
was done here, but it was done after the cryo guy was in
Uh-huh.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Caleb, you find a medical note on a clipboard. You find medical notes on a clipboard saying that Dr. Heinrichs was found unconscious.
Oh.
There was damage to his throat as though he'd been intubated. And biological scans suggested the presence of a foreign parasitic organism. Lacking medical technology to fix it in situ, they've put him in cryo for transport back to a medical facility.
Mallory, Doc, I found this thing. It says it's like he bashed his neck and got ticks or something. I didn't really understand a lot of it, but yeah, it says he's got parasites.
Ooh, parasites. That's not something we should expose to.
Maybe it says little worm things we saw in the other room.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that so dramatically. How old is the good doctor?
Dr. Heinrichs is about 50.
So is it possible? I'm trying so hard to like rationalize this. So when the alien pops up, we're all dead. Is it possible that he may have had some kind of age-related accident, like I don't know, maybe a heart attack or something?
Unlikely
Stress-
from the
No.
physical symptoms that are being shown on this
Okay.
clipboard. It does look like he looks to be in very good physical health for a
Okay,
gentleman
yeah.
of his age.
Okay.
And yeah, as near as you can tell from the medical notes that Hiller's just shown you, whatever is wrong with him is some kind of parasite-based infection.
Okay. Well, I was just double checking. It's not like, because as we just see, they had a crazy report that they could put super acid in a living organism. So for all we know, they were just like, he's probably got some lice or something when it was a hernia, you know? God, how annoying would that be? It's like, we got to put you in cryo. I just stubbed my toe. No, you clearly have a parasite in you. What are you talking about in the cryopods?
Which I'm not happy with you. There's like 2 pages of people going, open it!
Yeah.
No, we're not. Why would we?
No,
We're
absolutely.
here for the data.
You're
Yeah,
here for the
exactly.
data.
Yeah. Fuck this
Exactly.
guy.
Thank
A
you.
very
Thank
small
you.
boat.
Data.
Okay,
It's a
so
paycheck.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
next carriage is marked up as
He
habitation.
clearly ate some bad, synthetic meat and got a synthetic tapeworm. Clearly, Yeah.
Something like that. Sure, it was probably one of
Yeah.
those Seegson ones that they're working on. Definitely nothing to do with Weyland-Yutani. Sometimes we have to
yeah.
subsidize and
Seegson fake meat.
Seegson
I ha-
fake
Oh,
meat
yeah.
is just subpar.
Well, no,
Far
they
below the quality of the
they have this
Weyland-Yutani.
weird thing about
It's just-
realism, so that everything they make has to have real problems in it. So they have real meat with
Yeah,
real
yeah.
tapeworms, just because real meat has
Exactly.
occasionally tapeworms. It's very
It
bizarre.
adds
Disgusting.
authenticity.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
important.
Yeah.
Yes.
They put artificial salmonella
We at
in their
Weyland-Yutani.
artificial chicken just so you cook it properly.
Exactly. We do not care about authenticity here. At
No, of course
Weyland-Yutani.
not.
We care about results.
It's
And
like
that's
the
what you people
tagline.
are.
Weyland-Yutani, a real company with real problems.
Yeah, exactly.
we don't approve of that, and you will be docked pay for saying that.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on to the
Okay.
next room.
Yeah, we're moving in. Oh wait,
As
Heller's
you're
got to
about
use
to go through
peak.
into the next room,
Might as well.
there's a sudden sort of snapping sound,
Oh.
and then a blinking sort of effect,
Hmm.
and then lights start coming on along the whole length of this ocean train.
Oh, that's very nice.
Who
It's getting
touched
dark
that?
outside.
Oh,
Oh.
right. Okay, it's the
it's
automatic
probably
lights.
So as it's starting
automatic.
to get dark outside, it looks like the automatic lighting has come on, but it's slightly faulty. So the lighting comes on, but then starts flickering.
They come at night mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah, scientists. They
it's
come in,
fine.
they
Yes.
bother you with stupid questions. Do you know what the pH of this liquid is? Oh, go away. It's nighttime. Shoo.
Nine. Let's be real here. Scientists at night are mostly like, hey, remember when we were working here like 3 weeks ago? What were your results real quick? I need them for tomorrow.
yes, that's too real, Pat. That's far too real.
I don't think that scientist was drunk enough to have been
I
working
need them
at night.
tonight.
Yeah, no, I know that. Hey, did you copy down the test results? What do you mean you didn't copy them down?
But what do you mean? I need them.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Real
the next
scientists
room
at
is
night hours.
Yeah.
has got really shit fake veneer wood paneling
Oh,
Oh,
it's
God.
nice
My
in here. I
character
like it.
instantly takes a liking to this room.
in, and there are two small bed chambers on each side. So 4 small bed chambers in this
Oh,
room
right.
in total, which are set out like tiny little train sleeper carriages. They're
Yeah.
sort of single bunk rooms with a little desk and a light, and there are some papers in there. Some of them have got plates in and like cups with some half consumed coffee in, that fluff that grows in coffee after a couple of weeks.
Oh.
Not drinking it.
You eggheads have it
Oh.
really easy.
You mean this?
Barrett's just like, I mean, we didn't even get beds. We didn't even get rooms. They just made us sleep outside.
Yeah, they have like pillows and blankets and everything.
Yeah. Oh my God, they have
Coffee,
doors.
coffee. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, this
Walls.
is very luxurious.
Yeah,
Many of them have-
you found a group of bedrooms, a lovely
Oh.
little group of bedrooms, completely normal bedrooms.
Completely
Although it does
normal.
look like in the furthest one away from the door, someone might have been horribly murdered. But apart
Yeah.
from that,
What?
these are completely
I was-
normal bedrooms.
Yeah, I
I was
wanted.
about to ask about the blood.
Yeah, because it was trailing in from this room, right?
Yeah. So there's a trail of blood that runs down the center of the room. And
Still
then in the
moving.
last bedroom, there is just a spray of blood all the way up one wall, probably about a third of a person's worth.
Can I?
Okay, so someone died
Wonderful
here.
measurement. Thank you.
Is there? Oh Jesus! Is there any like personal effects to work out whose room this is? No apparent reason. Just curious.
Could everybody make an observation?
Oh,
roll?
God.
Yeah,
See-
absolutely.
I was
I'm
about to
great
ask
at
see
them.
what
one.
they can see.
One of the
Please,
beds.
somebody
There
do
we go.
better than 9.
Very curious.
I got
Oh,
one.
oh.
You got
From my
one.
stress, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Um,
Caleb Pillar.
You know what? I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh, I got one!
Well,
Finally!
I just realized how inconsistent Somber is. He calls Hiller by his last name.
Hey.
but
Oh,
calls
so take a point
Mallory-
of stress for Nicole.
My last name is
Oh.
Heartpence. You know.
No, I
like
know.
heart
I find it
and
Hot
strange.
pants.
like money.
Yeah.
Pants.
Half of you get called your last name, half of you get called your first name.
As long as you're balanced, that's okay.
No, I guess, yeah.
Wait, what did
Very
you just roll?
strange.
I rolled 1d6 to see who found it, and it was you. You find a picture next to the bed in this room of a young woman
And an
Oh.
alien. No.
on a holiday somewhere with Dr. Somber with his arm around her.
Okay.
Hey, Doc. You're in
Okay.
this photo.
I am really. Wow, I don't remember being on this place.
It's
yeah.
clearly not on this place because this is the photo was taken in a place with
What?
hills.
Weird. I have no.
So-
Yeah, that's so strange.
Who is this person?
Doc, what's going on?
So you want to tell us about this person?
But, I don't know. How do you know that's me? That could be.
I mean, it's a picture of you, Doc.
You really need me to ask.
Can I see the picture?
I-
'Cause
Hand it over to
Do you
Baz.
really
I've
think-
known
Yeah,
the
Baz,
Doc
yeah.
since they were teeny, and yeah, that's you. Who is this? What's going on?
Baz. Remember.
As Mallory keeps telling us, we're all one big family. So
Yes,
what's going on?
we're one big family, and we're a very accepting family.
Baz,
to be
remember
sure.
when I said that like I was gonna go away for a couple weeks?
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Vacation,
that's-
very
that's-
fun.
that's
What did you learn?
Jewel. And
Jewel.
Jewel.
I may or may not have been dating Jewel for quite a while, and I knew that Jewel worked here, and I may have decided to push my name up the list to get on this job to make sure nothing bad had happened. And I might have known ahead of time that this facility was like state of the art, and I may have known.
Agatha puts hand over shoulder. Oh, that's so
what is-
sweet.
No.
Valerie,
What's
there's a
sweet?
third of blood on the wall. I think the
Yeah.
sweetness thing can
No,
be
shush,
skipped a bit.
this is true love we're talking about, and also
Oh,
not talking
do
about
you
other
mean-
things.
Do you mean to say that you have an idea of what's going on here?
just normal things, normal things.
Valerie, you're hugging my neck too tight.
Sorry.
Oh, shit, can you breathe?
You
I'm
know,
sorry.
the security of
Tell
everyone
them,
in
tell
this
them
team
normal,
is
normal
Well,
things.
my priority.
Well,
so please
from-
do not choke the doctor.
from
Normal
the-
things.
From the long distance stuff, Jill didn't. Obviously, Jill was a professional and didn't
Right.
divulge everything. but,
Very
like,
professional.
I could read between the lines. I figured something off was happening. I mean, I don't know if Weyland-Yutani's like bioengineering now. I mean, Jewel was pretty good at that. She was like a really good geneticist.
Right.
I don't know if I was to speak my mind, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a cover for something down below, but that's just me. That's my
Down
hypothesis.
When you say
Below.
down below, do you mean in the
Under
ocean?
the sea.
Yes.
Under the sea?
Yeah. I mean, like,
Under the sea.
put it this way, see all the fancy turbine stuff? Whenever I got like
Hmm.
mail from Jewel, that was always like a really boring, trivial thing. Like as if it was an afterthought to something else, but they never
But the
divulged what the
turbines are
something else
amazing.
was.
I love the
Exactly. I
turbines.
assumed that's why they were stationed here, to like prove the effectiveness of them, but that was like an afterthought. Like I got
Right.
Why would
once
you
in
need a
the first one.
geneticist to prove the effectiveness of hydro turbines?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, voice in my head. Yeah.
Well,
I-
there's
it
a
doesn't make any
soil
sense.
scientist in the fridge over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not helping much
Actually,
either.
looking at the rest of them, one of them was an anthropologist. What a strange thing to be putting on here.
I think,
You know, sometimes Weyland-Yutani makes some strange decisions. You know, it's not our decision.
Yeah, Dr.
It's not
yeah,
our
Dr. Sandra.
place to
Don't-
decide.
Mallory, just
Valid.
breathe. Take a moment.
Yeah, Mallory, I'm a bit.
Fine, everything's fine. fine.
Look,
Just
Mallory's
read your
clearly
corporate
just
manual,
stressed
okay?
with
Just
the-
go read your corporate manual
Oh,
and just
shit,
have a
shit,
moment.
shit. Ben, I have
Yes.
a
have a corporate
diagnostics
manual?
device.
You do.
No, I have that. Can that be used to test whose blood this would be if I gave
Yes.
the information to Mallory? Because Mallory, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Because Mallory would have their
Mallory
like,
has
some
got
kind
their
of
staff profiles.
biometrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I do a quick scan and then give the information to Mallory, oh my goodness.
I want to try and reassure the docking group. I don't think this can be her blood. She doesn't look big enough to have this much blood in her.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
that's
Actually, Helen, that
rude.
probably does actually calm me down.
Just
Speaking of the
scientific.
blood-
That seems fine.
I'm very curious. Speaking of the blood, are there any signs of gunshots, explosives? Any idea of what would have caused this kind of?
Looking at the spray, you
Yeah.
would assume that either it was a cut that went quite brutally through
Jesus.
something and caused the
Okay.
spray, or some kind of punch that went through
Alright.
something. But that thing that Baz is carrying, he's got this like bolt gun thing.
Mhm.
That might do it,
I knew
like
it,
as
it
an
was
ad
Baz all
hoc
along.
weapon type thing.
Alright. Okay, so
I
we
mean,
can still safely
yes.
assume it's just some sort of weird situation with the scientists going crazy, deciding to kill one another and destroy the operation.
That's clearly what
Hello.
happened. Baz, on the floor,
Hello.
you find a bit of yellow notepaper
Ooh.
that has got a sketch on it, which looks like it's like the outline of a building. And you've seen sketches like this on sort of specs for stuff, but it's usually the bit you ignore because it's not the technical bit. It's like, this is where the outside is, all the stuff happens inside. So you've got this sort of yellow bit of notepaper that's got like biro sketches of what looks like some kind of big square building.
Right. Square. So not the train.
Definitely not the train.
Do I have any sense of where this is?
None whatsoever from this bit of paper.
Alright.
Mallory is pulling the sidearm out once more.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Hey, Barrett, can you take Hiller just in the other room? I have to deal with something with Dr. Somber and Baz.
Normal things. Hey,
yeah.
Doc.
Is the data that I've got, if I give it to Mallory, Mallory, whose blood is this? I assume it's just a scan or something.
Okay. You know what? I don't.
I'd
know.
rather know.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you if I know.
Right next to our bed. I mean, this is not good.
Right.
pick
Yeah.
anybody.
No. This is. Look.
So-
None of this is good. I'm not happy with the state of how things are
No,
being
you
run
look
down
quite
here.
you look quite stressed actually.
I'm very
Maybe-
stressed.
Indeed.
Maybe she was
Nothing
sleeping with someone
here.
else and they got killed.
Thank
Right,
you,
can you
Hiller.
make
Thank
a
you. You're
medical
assuaging
aid
my
roll?
According to plan.
Give me. Oh, do I need to make a roll? Contact.
Yes.
Okay. That's the other thing I'm good at.
Yeah, no, do I need to make a roll or just not?
Nope, I completely failed.
It doesn't
Marvelous.
match up with any of the records that are
Oh,
on
fuck.
Oh,
the biometric
shit.
data that Pat has.
That's really
No.
not good.
That's
If you want to
not
make a
good,
medical
wait.
aid roll as well, you can.
I will do
I
that. I
fucking-
guess.
I fucking
what,
will.
Me or
I do.
Oh,
I'm
no, this
not
one's
trained,
Pat.
but like hell.
Right, yes, Pat, it is a match for one of the staff here. It's a match for Dr. Della Rosa.
Okay, no one I care about. Awesome. I say, wow, that's not matching up with any of my information. What
God.
the fuck is going on
Oh,
here?
God, Ben, you better not have done what I think you've done. I'm
Well-
not going to say them, but my brain has just realized
Maybe an
something.
odd.
Okay.
Maybe
Trust
an
me,
I'm
no,
staying
whatever you
quiet.
come up with is probably not as bad as what I can come up with, so you're safe.
Oh, well, fair enough. True. Actually, that's very true.
Hang on.
I was going to say whatever you come up with is worse, but then I realized it wasn't. I'm a horrible
Yeah,
person.
I look over to Nye and I'm like, no matches. Let me check my. No matches. What is this?
Yeah, that's not good. I'm now actually legitimately thinking some kind of like, I don't know, like,
Maybe,
don't you company types send
Pirates.
saboteurs? Pirates, yeah.
Yeah, pirates or Bionational. LaSalle Bionational has been
Yeah.
itching to take this planet for themselves.
Mallory just is like shit talking all these other companies. We probably have done these things.
Yeah.
Actually,
In fairness,
thinking about it.
LaSalle are
LaSalle
not
Yeah,
the
but
best
in
people.
fairness, I
I'm
mean, there's a
absolutely
lot of
certain.
damage inside in a very valuable lab, and we know there's people who want to have access to this tech. Eh?
Yeah, it makes sense. This is clearly Bionational sabotage.
You said there's 4 beds in here, so I'm presuming if there's a dozen, there's like 3. There's 2 more rooms.
Yes.
Okay. That was just
So yeah,
checking.
you're in the habitation section now. So there's this carriage, and then according to the specs and the stuff that Pat's got on the ocean train, Ridley's rowboat has 3 habitation carriages next to each other, followed by
Yeah.
kitchen and canteen carriages.
Mhm.
All right, well, come on,
Well,
let's push on through.
Bathroom, canteen, kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll push on through then. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we just ignore the blood.
Well,
Right.
we've
Well,
scanned
there's
it. No, it's from
Nothing
nobody.
we can do about it.
What else
Yeah.
do you want to do? Do you want to mop it? Because I'm not going to. But
Yeah,
if you
it's
want
kind of
to, you're
dry by
welcome.
now.
Yeah, no
Barrett,
sense in
I
mopping.
would probably suggest that you get ready because I'm thinking some kind of thing, a person is on here and they might have stuck around. I don't know
Isn't
why they
Melissa
would
here?
though.
Why would
Well,
they stay here?
maybe that actually, you know what? That's a fair point. Totally disarm yourself. Just be super relaxed. Let's just.
I pull
That's
my
not
arm
sarcasm.
off
That's
of Nye.
genuine.
I pull my
You
arm
hadn't
off of
maybe
Nye,
noticed
and
that
I
I'm still
pat
carrying a gun.
Tolly, I pat
Of course,
Barrett
yeah.
on the back, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, we may be facing some hostiles.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do corporate
well,
terrorists hang around?
Risk of the job. I mean, we've got the motion
I've
sensor.
never
We've
had.
got the motion
It's
sensor.
true.
Mallory's now like, hey, whoa,
Terroristing
why are you
the
looking at me when you say
Barrett
that?
does have a motion detector on her gun,
and
which she has been
enemy-
checking and referring to.
anything that comes at us has to come from in front of us. So
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems weird to me that they would stay, but we're
I
here to
agree.
get the data, and they
I-
wouldn't
Yes,
copy the
we
data.
are.
And they'd stay.
I agree.
Well, that's
Something that-
it, isn't it? Like if they had come to sabotage, they'd probably steal the data, but the data's still here, as far as you're aware, Mallory. So I
Hilla,
don't want
looking
to
through into the
Exactly.
habitation
Look
suite.
how well I've segregated the party between the people with guns, the people with science, and the people who are me, and the blue collar folks.
Baz
This
and
is
Hiller are just
great.
standing there like,
What's happening? Oh, well,
Hilla, the
must have
next
been listening.
room is much more damaged than this one. That veneer
good
that was
guy.
over the bedrooms has been smashed by something strong or big or sharp. It looks like somebody's sort of run a power saw or something through
Whoa.
that corridor, because there's bits of veneer all over the floor. There's these big gaping holes in the sides of the rooms. You've got doors hanging off their hinges.
I love that Hiller has become
Someone-
the
This
default
is
window
really odd.
peeker.
There is also
Hmm.
a faint whistling sound coming through from the next room.
Someone fucked up this next room.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh
Um,
boy.
and there's no movement from where there's the whistling.
There
Is it
is
like-
no movement coming. No,
Okay.
Is it like-
nothing on the
more of
motion
a
sensor.
is it
Is-
more of a living whistle, or is it a mechanical whistle?
Yeah, like something is escaping, like
More of a
gas
sort of
or steam.
Air, wind-based whistle.
Okay, mechanical. Okay, all right, so that's not my job then.
I like the idea of Barrett being like, "Wow, this is a really tuneless whistle. This person just knows how to blow air through their teeth." My words, terrible.
It's the
Hey,
worst
who's
song.
now whistling?
Ro-
It's just
Roll
air going
musical
through a hole.
analysis.
Yeah, the blood in this next room is a lot more obvious. There's a lot more of it. It's in the corridor. It's on the walls. You can see through into some of the rooms. Even just looking through your little window bit, you can see through into some of the rooms that you couldn't do in this corridor. And there's been a lot more damage done in here.
I'm not going through this door first.
I'll go through. I'm the most expendable, apparently.
I'll come with you.
No,
I'll
you
do it.
not.
Thank you, Barrett. Barrett's
Nothing's-
just like, yeah, all right,
Nothing's
fine.
moving.
Yeah.
Temperature
And
drops
this
in
is
this
not
next
something-
gen, but
Oh.
not by a lot. It's
Yeah,
not that
but-
cold in there, but
visible.
it's detectable that you're getting closer to the outside temperature rather than the inside temperature.
Does it?
So inside has been kept at this nice static, safe temperature all the way along so far. And this room is a few degrees colder. And the whistling sound becomes a kind of almost like a low howling sound when you come in here. And
There's
you
a
can see that the door
hole.
at the far end
Yeah.
is quite damaged.
There'll be a
What's
hole
that now?
somewhere that's letting the cold air in,
What kind of
or
damage are we talking about? Door?
Big train carriage, door at the end is
Baz.
ajar, not closed properly, like something's shoved through it violently.
Okay.
And there's wind blowing through from the next room.
Oh, from
Bad.
the
So
next
I have a
carriage.
question. If anyone has an idea, because we are seeing a lot of very heavy breaking into things so far.
yes.
And what do you think they could have
Well,
gotten out that was so?
I was going to ask you,
Any?
Barrett, like as a Marine or ex-Marine or whatever, what could somebody do this? Like just on their
No.
own, or is it like a whole team?
No,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was drunk with the robot for moving the crates, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that.
Power
but-
loader. Yeah, that would
Power
tear up
loader,
your
yeah, thank you.
walls. That'd be
Yeah.
bad.
I'm raised a good point here, that stress is certainly something that should be mounting at this point. So I would like everybody to take a point of stress.
Oh, great! I'm not too stressed now.
And
Great.
then make a
That's
stress
valid.
roll, which shouldn't
Okay.
be too crippling at this stage. But this is not what you were
How-
expecting. This is definitely not what you came here for.
No,
How
this
do I
is not
do
the
this?
simple data grab job we were sold on.
How do I do a stress roll?
Wes,
Is it
or
a
a
panic,
panic
roll?
roll?
So you add a point of stress now, and then you
Oh, the stress dice.
click on
Hit that
stress
panic
dice.
Okay.
Oh no, you click on
Where's that?
panic. Sorry, not stress dice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not
okay,
doing
panic.
anything.
Oh, right.
Panic. Oh, I got an 8.
Oh, he did it. He did it. He did it.
Well, I think it's justified that I'm panicking.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Who had Nye down for their first
Anything
panic roll?
below a
Me.
6 is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, me as
Everybody
well,
above it.
Let's be honest.
You've seen me
It
in
was everyone.
Coriolis where Lewis
Everyone
said,
had
"Okay,
Nye
you're
down for their first
slightly
panic roll.
scared now," and I'm like quaking like a leaf.
So most of you managed to keep it together, but Dr. Somber,
Yeah,
there's blood in your girlfriend's room. There's blood all
Yeah.
over the place. This is supposed to be a research base. This is supposed to be your safe haven. This is supposed to be normal and right. And you start to get a bit of a tremble. You're uncontrollably shaking. You're crapping yourself,
Oh.
basically. All of your agility rolls currently suffer from a -2 modification until your panic stops.
Jesus Christ! Most of them
that
are at
won't-
-2 now.
That won't take too long because you're with your crew and things are going okay. As long
Yeah.
as nothing happens to keep
Things
it
are
going,
fine.
you're all right. But you do start to tremble uncontrollably, and you're probably sort of
Uh.
sniffling a little bit, and it's that ugly snot
Yeah, I've got
as
yeah.
well
it's
that
like-
nobody wants. So you've got the shakes, you're crapping yourself.
How
Things
do
aren't great right
I-
now, actually.
Is there a way to add that kind of thing to a
No,
to
just
a roll?
bear it in mind for the time
Okay,
being.
-2
Let's do
on
everything.
stuff. Okay, well for
Unless
agility.
somebody helps you out of that stress loophole, yeah.
I'm gonna
It's Baz noticing that Dr. Somber's
There's Billy
freaking
going,
out.
"To stress, you sweet summer child."
Give
Preach
it
it, Millie.
time.
It's not
I've
real
had
stress
said
until
one.
you've got 8 dots of it.
Exactly, exactly.
Two
None
looks
of you have
pretty-
played Mothership. This is peachy.
Oh no,
This is
yeah, I've
fine.
played games like that, and the problem is I default to that when bad things happen.
Nye doesn't
so-
actually need stress to be rolled.
No,
because he
I
can
do
it
it for
by himself.
myself.
Okay, the third and final habitation room is just atrocious. There are no walls to speak of. The damage is even worse in this
Yeah, I
third
figured.
chamber.
Oh,
The,
God.
there's a hole in one wall, one window actually, and you can smell the sea air coming through. These windows are quite narrow. They're about that wide, about, you know, wide enough that a person could fit through if they weren't completely covered in this semi-indestructible transparent aluminium glass that runs the full length of it. But something has smashed this glass. There's glass on the inside.
That's wrong.
Was it something hit it from the
Fragments of this
outside?
glass are all over the inside of the room. The glass is shattered, and the edges of the glass aren't broken, they're melted. But
Ooh,
inside
that's
this
not
room, it looks like a
normal.
stampede has happened.
I look over to Barrett and I say, hey, clearly something here is going off the rails. And truth be told, this acid does not look like anything I've ever seen. I wouldn't tell you if I'd seen anything like it, but I'll tell you now because I haven't. This is not
Okay.
Weyland-Yutani make. Something's gone horribly wrong here, and I think this station has come under attack by another corporation. That's the only explanation I can think of.
All right.
So
I think
be
it's a
be
very
wary.
plausible one.
Did everybody make an observation roll for me?
Yay.
It's
So
probably
good at
your
those.
second to last roll of the session.
Oh, there we go. I got one. Oh, my second stress die.
Look at my character being like
Eyes
100%
wide.
honest with somebody.
What I
Yeah,
like
right. I
don't know what's
Pat, is
going
that
on.
we're all in agreement with you, but you still keep being like, you know, I think
Super
it's this, and we're like, yeah, no, we
I-
agree, but it's like I just need to make my point clear, just on the safe side. It's like, well, now I think it's something else.
Just to make
No.
sure it's the
Barrett
corporate way.
notices something that the rest of you probably wouldn't identify in the gore.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Right.
As far as the rest of you are concerned, is blood splatter. But Barrett, you've seen action. You've seen worse things than a little bit of blood splatter. And that's
Yeah.
why you recognize that in amongst this blood splatter, as you reach down and you pick up a little bit of human skull. It's got hair attached to it and the top third of someone's ear. And it sort of peels
Okay.
away from the floor. Something has hit a person so hard that a chunk of their head has been smashed clean off.
Point of stress.
Oh, yeah. Everybody
From
take
all
a
of
point
us?
of stress.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
And
Okay.
we will end the session there
Yay.
Yay.
Huzzah.
with you all sort of looking on in horror as Barrett holds up
That's not right.
this chunk of person, identifiably and recognizably so.
Why is
Thank
that?
you, everybody. Thank you guys for
Oh,
getting so
God.
into it. I mean, you
Yeah.
really leaned into that. That's fantastic. I love it. Amazing
Fuck.
work, all. Thank you very much. Audience, thank you very, very much for coming along and cheering them on and shouting at them to open the cryo chamber.
I have a reroll from the audience. So thank you.
So
I'm
good
so-
job, all.
Reroll to
We will
open
see you
it.
next week. However, in the interim, don't forget that Garblag Games is a busy, busy little channel, and we've got a lot going on. We have got on Tuesday Masks of Nyarlathotep with Matt from Free League running the game. Before that, on Free League itself, you might want to watch Millie the GM delivering Coriolis
Yeah.
Thingy of the Thingies,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
also called something or other of the icons.
Mercy.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
Mercy.
sorry.
Mercy of the icons.
Mercy of the
Whatnots.
icons.
Leon is our you know, like
Memory.
the glamorous model that shows off the
Oh.
product.
On Wednesday, we have got Ranger Squadron, which is the story of a group of Rancors in specially modified X-Wings
Yeah,
You're fucking
pretty
with
much.
me. You're not
fighting
Rancors,
Mon
are you?
Calamari, I think.
Oh,
And then
Basically.
on Thursday next week, we've got The Enemy Within, are sponsored by Cubicle 7 and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, spectacular extravaganza with cool giveaways. And then next Friday, we've got more Alien. Where have all the people gone? What's going on the station that's definitely not a space train in the ocean? Who knows?
Yeah.
Find out more next week on Alien,
Space
What Lies
Train.
Beneath. Thank you very much, and good night.
Bye.
Yeah, and hey, if you're
ta-da.
still awake, check out Diesel Shot later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also true.
Definitely.
Also that.
Bunch of bitches.